Tonight's episode of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club is brought to you by Drew Estate. Come experience the rebirth of cigars at www.drewestate.com and download the free Drew Diplomat smartphone app today to discover nearby retailers, RSVP to special events, redeem points to win exclusive Drew Estate merchandise, and much, much more.
This might be a big mistake, but I'm having too much fun to wait. Flag her down when she comes back by. That one's yours and this one's mine. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round.
Here's the suckers.
Good evening, brothers and sisters of the leaf. Coming to you live once again from the corner of no hope. It's the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. Tonight the boys risk losing, well, all the mainstream credibility that they may have gained with their last episode to soak in all the greased up glory of 1982's Swords and Boobies cult classic, Sorceress, while smoking the Highclere Castle cigar from Foundation Cigar Company, paired with the delicious Haze Wizard IPA from Three Nations Brewing. Seriously, folks, this episode is absolutely fucking nuts. So sit back, light 'em up, and enjoy the show.
Oh man, I was looking through my notes. A lot of complicated names, and I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm probably going to screw up some names when I describe the cigar. I'm probably going to screw up a lot of names in the movie tonight. I'll do my best.
That's all we can ask for.
All right.
Doing less than your best is an insult to yourself.
That is true. That is true.
That was Chin, the little martial arts master from Remo Williams in the Destroyer books. That was one of his little nuggets of wisdom.
Okay.
Doing less than your best is an insult to yourself. Chew on that one.
I'm trying to.
So I will do my best to say the names properly. I always screw them up, but speaking of complicated or weird names, do you think sometimes when I'm saying things that I'm just like what I hear in my head and I'm just when they come out, does it sound weird to you guys?
No.
Called to make an appointment for my wiener dog to get her hair done.
That just sounded very weird.
At the wiener dog hair salon. And I called and then they're like, yes, can we help you? I'm like, yeah, I'd like to make a hair and nail appointment. And they're like, all right, what's the last name? I was like, Cade. And they're like, and what's your fur baby's name? And I was like, Greta. And she's like, okay.
Fur baby.
And she comes out and she's like, okay, so I've got Greg at checking in at 8 o'clock on Saturday.
No.
Who the hell even if I did, who in the history of dogs has ever named their dog Greg? Have you ever heard of a dog named Greg?
No. But now I really want to.
You never will.
It's a dog named Greg.
But I just wanted to say, like, did you really think and you didn't question that? Like,
sounds like an American novel. A dog named Greg.
Who the hell named your wiener dog Greg?
I mean, unless it's like short for like, you know,
Gregory
Bark.
Gregory Peck. That'd be a good name for a bird.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
But I almost said that to him, like, who the hell names your dog wiener dog Greg? But then I would have to find a new pet salon to go to, and that'd be a whole thing.
What is your major malfunction?
I'm not the one calling Greg the wiener dog. Anyway,
Just don't ever want to hear the sentence, I mean, now all I can hear you saying is, I had to get a hair appointment for my wiener.
Greg. What? I named my wiener Greg. Gregory the Wiener Dog.
Wow.
I also did something the other day I never have done before.
What's that?
I listened to a cigar podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Were they
So
like
somebody posted it in my feed, and I just happened to be going out to work on the yard a little bit.
Hit you at the right time.
Hit me at the right time. So I was like, okay. It was one I had never,
they-
I wasn't too familiar with. I'm not going to name names.
were they good like us?
No.
No.
They're actually terrible. And I'm convinced the only reason it existed was so these guys could hear their own voices.
Are you sure you're not talking about us?
No, I believe we bring something to the table. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a format that we've kind of
I do like
perfected.
listening to my voice after I finally got used to it.
Over 88 episodes, I mean, I think we've definitely got a formula that works.
We really love listening to our voice for 88 episodes.
It's a formula.
It is a formula.
No, this was just
It's a process.
it's like I'm listening to this thing, I'm like, what's your point of being? Like, what's your specialty? What are you like? What is this?
What is your modus operandi?
And it just kind of sucks because I was like listening and I'm like, you know what? Like, podcasts are just they're so everyone's got one now, and it's kind of a joke how hey, we should do a podcast. But it's like, if someone were to listen to this thing I was listening to, then they might not give other cigar podcasts a listen to because they might just assume they're all just a bunch of nonsensical just.
I think that's the way podcasts are in general.
And that got me thinking exactly that, Tut. I was like, you know what? I think podcasts are dying and podcasters are killing it.
Yes and no. It's not dying. It's actually growing.
I think it's
quite
gonna,
rapidly.
I think it's going to hit. You mark my words. I think there's going to become a time where people just give up on trying to search through the mucky muck
Yeah.
for something, because there's such good stuff out there, but the fact that all these chuckleheads get in there and muddy up the waters to where you can't find the good stuff, or you just give
Again,
up.
are you sure you're not talking about us?
No, I feel good about us.
Okay.
I'll stand behind our product.
Okay.
365, 24/7. Well, yeah, when I'm awake.
I actually listened to a podcast too.
Cigar
I'll go back
No.
to my other question. Was it good?
It was a Dungeons and Dragons while drinking craft beer podcast.
How was that?
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Roll for perception.
First of all, they failed their
roll for flavor.
charisma check because it was dry. They weren't even getting drunk or
these
anything.
guys I listened to had nothing. They weren't funny. They didn't have I couldn't tell what the purpose of the show was. They didn't really tell you that much about the cigar, and they just kind of guessed on some stuff. And then they didn't really give you any kind of insight or background. And then the other stuff was just literally them talking. And they weren't interesting guys.
That's the way I feel. I mean, because when you play a rogue below level 7, it's a different thing before when you finally get evasion, and then once you get evasion and rogue, the flavor after 7, it's totally different. And this podcast failed to deliver. Why are you looking at me like that?
How much have I drank? What do you? Oh, is that Dungeons and Dragons talk?
Yeah.
Remember earlier when I was like, sometimes when I say things, does it come out like? Do I have a disconnect between my voice and my brain? I thought I was losing it.
Oh, okay.
Did they go into depth about the craft beer and give you some background on the craft beer? And
No, they gave me background on what they were drinking, and that was it.
Was it?
It was literally
Was
this
it like
is
theme
such and
appropriate?
such from-
so what's your
No, not even.
what's
not
your
even that.
specialty? If you're not going to educate
didn't-
on the beer,
They
if
didn't
you're
find
not,
something that would work with what they were doing already.
man, I'm just like,
I don't know. I actually met one of the guys that was on the thing, and I was like, "Hey, you know what? We got a beer podcast too. I'm a huge D&D guy. Let's work some similarities out." I could just see me showing up on their set. Let's get this drink on.
Yeah.
Not even appropriate. Not like Dwarven Pilsner,
Oh, they didn't match the beer to the game?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Mind Flayer Ale.
I just...
If you think that'll take your mind out, try this.
My favorite's one of the Beholder Brown Ales.
Oh, yeah. That's
Again, I don't know what anything you guys are talking about. This is like listening to that stupid-ass podcast I was listening to. At least they were talking normal, I think. Yeah, just mark my words. Podcasts are dying and podcasters are killing it.
Well, I'll keep my eye out for those podcaster guys. Kick their ass when I see them.
Just have a Hey, what old Jonathan Drew tells me? Remember the raison d'être or whatever it was, the reason for being?
The reason for being.
What is your reason for being other than you just want to have a microphone and have a podcast?
Speaking of reason for beings, if you're going to shop on Amazon, head over to the TuesdayNightCigarClub.com website. Click on the Amazon link. Do all of your shopping from there. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and we get a little kickback to help pay the bills. And all you guys and gals out there, if you're looking for a fine cigar, like one of the ones that we're going to show on the show tonight, head on over to TuesdayNightCigarClub.com. Click on the Famous Smoke link. Do your shopping and then enter the promo code TNCC20, TNCC20 for $20 off any purchase over $100. That's like 20%.
That's almost 20%. That's a better promo code you're going to get anywhere.
TNCC20.
You can get a real good deal on the cigar we're having tonight. I'm going to tell you about it here in just a minute. You know what? I forgot to welcome everybody to the show. I got on my little
Your rant.
I just fuck everybody. I'm just done with it. All I need is you boys. That's all I need. And Greg.
By the way, this is my
my wiener dog.
This is my last show. So,
can you make it to 100? Huh?
No.
Welcome everybody. Episode 89 of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club.
89.
We had one hell of a show last time.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it because we're going to keep that streak going right now.
We had a and time to drink. We had filmmaker Sky Borgman with us for 3.5 hours, dissecting every little bit of her very popular documentary, "Abducted in Plain Sight." I thought it went really well.
It's my favorite interview of the entire thing that we've done.
We behaved ourselves for the most part. I think we sounded kind of smart at times. Well, she kept us in line. She has that effect on the... But I thought it was a really good show, and it kind of classed us up a little bit here. Did a documentary. And so tonight will be our palate cleanser to wash that classiness right out of our mouth.
I mean, it was good that we just, as we said, didn't devolve into our normal...
No.
It was a documentary about a child being abducted and taken from her family. I'm sorry.
You can do that all you want tonight. We're back on safe ground tonight. We can be
it's going to be...
We can be ourselves, boys. We can be ourselves. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Get to the movie here just in a minute. But tonight, everything tonight came... We pair the cigar with a beer. And get this, we actually tell you a little bit about the cigar. We tell you a little bit about the beer.
But just
let it go, man. Just let it go.
Not just kind of how we do things.
If anyone's listening and they want to perhaps take notes.
Or you could just go away because we already do it. We don't need another one doing it. The cigar tonight started everything. I based the beer pairing around the cigar, the movie around the cigar. That kind of backfired in my face, but whatever. The cigar tonight is one that has been on my radar for quite some time. It is the Highclere Castle Churchill by Foundation Cigar Company. It is a 7x48 Connecticut shade-grown wrapper, Brazilian Matafina binder. The filler is Jalapa and Ometepe grown Criollo and Corojo, with the addition of an exclusive hybrid tobacco called Nicadan. I think I pronounced that probably wrong. Get to price, as always, later. From the Highclere Castle Cigar website, this is what I got. Should I do this? It's an English castle. Should I try an English accent?
Be my guest.
Since making their way to London in 1826.
Okay, that was it was Australian right at the
Yeah, it
beginning,
was
but
Australian.
you started to go back. You started to go into it.
Stick with it.
All right.
Cigars have been enjoyed at Highclere Castle. From the 5th Earl Carnarvon.
Yeah, you can drop that.
Okay.
You can drop that.
Let me just get you a little bowler and a bulldog and
Greg the Bulldog?
Greg the bulldog. Greg's never going to leave us now.
All right, here's what it says, damn it. Since making their way to London in 1826, that's when the first cigars made their way to London, they have been enjoyed at Highclere. I don't know if I'm saying Highclere Castle right. Highclere?
Highclere.
Highclere
Highclere.
Castle. From the 5th Earl Carnarvon to the present 8th Earl, members of Carnarvon family have shared the finest tobaccos with friends, visitors, and royalty alike, where the tradition has been to retire to the library after dinner for whiskey and a smoke. I like that.
I love that tradition.
Me too. I mean, with us, it's in the backyard with,
But that's still a good tradition.
usually a warm glass of beer. But anyway, when the 5th Earl discovered, get this, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon discovered King Tutankhamun's tomb with Howard Carter,
Oh.
he
Fancy
he
pants.
undoubtedly celebrated with a cigar in hand.
And then died from the curse.
And then he was dead with the curse. While the 6th Earl maintained a collection of smokes at the Ritz Hotel in London, where the Carnarvons have always kept a table.
Until he died of the curse, too.
He was often seen
Curse.
at Ascot, cigar in hand. I guess that's a bar in the Ritz Hotel in London,
The Ascot?
where they kept a table.
Are you sure he wasn't wearing an
No, it
ascot?
didn't say he was
at
often
a-
seen wearing an Ascot.
Oh, okay.
He was seen at Ascot.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a bar we would not be welcome at. Table for 3, please. Where's your Ascots? That's Australian. Where's your Ascots, mate?
Actually, I could totally see us at a bar with ascots.
Yeah, me too.
Is this not required for membership? No.
No, sir.
Daniel Marshall get us in.
You'd be wearing an Ascot.
He'd be fucking A wearing an Ascot. All right, I'm not done yet. Perhaps the current Earl, I guess they're like on the 8th.
17th.
The 8th. Perhaps the current Earl said it best after recently hosting a friend from Belgium. Enjoying a Highclere cigar together, we had the most companionable hour in the warm summer late evening on the castle lawn as we looked back towards Siddown Hill. You couldn't imagine a more perfect sense of the relaxed enjoyment of life. Savoring a Highclere Castle cigar means taking time for you, your friends, and family, and it means slowing down to appreciate nature's bounty and the fruits of labor.
I love it.
And these guys know how to
I
live, huh?
love it.
Do you guys keep a table at any place?
Yes, I keep tables everywhere.
Thought you had a table at Reels?
No, I do not have a table at Rial's.
Oh, Rial's.
I have a table at Yardine Corona, number 12.
I keep one at number 9. It's right at the highway there. I'm sorry. He continues. We've endeavored to create a cigar worthy of this special history and hope you enjoy the Highclere Castle cigar as much as we have each step of the farming and production process. Okay, so that's what these Brits said.
Fucking A, Earls.
Our friend over at Famous Smoke Shop gave us this a little more easily to break down info. Taking inspiration from the hit show Downton Abbey.
I was just about to say, because my wife and I just started Downton Abbey
This
a
is
week
where
ago.
they film it, at Highclere Castle. That's the set of
Then
Downton
I am
Abbey.
very familiar with this cigar then.
There you go.
So all those people in Downton Abbey are going to die from that curse.
Earl George Carnarvon of Highclere Castle, it's Hampshire, England, where they shoot the show, and Nicholas Melillo of Foundation Cigar Company put their heads together to recreate cigars of the early 1900s. The result was an ultra smooth and creamy cigar that's blended with tobaccos grown at none other than... Where's this tobacco from? Whose farm is this coming from?
A.T. Fernandez.
There you go. His Nicaraguan farm, that's correct. The filler blend is a unique concoction of Jalapa and Ometepe grown Criollo and Corojo with the addition of an exclusive hybrid called Nicaden The binder's a dark and sweet Brazilian Matafina, all capped off with a shade-grown Connecticut wrapper. As you know, Nicholas Molino from Foundation is king of the broadleaf. He's had a hand with Saka and developing all the Liga 9, TVD2. He's just a guru of Connecticut tobaccos. That's where he was from originally. So it is perfect for a special occasion or sitting fireside with a glass of brandy. So the Brit said glass of whiskey. Famous Smoke Shop says glass of brandy.
I'm going with the Brits.
I was gonna say we'll see how it goes.
And
with
we
beer.
chose orange juice.
At least we're taking a risk. Damn it! Unlike those other podcasters.
Well, I'm not going to die from that curse. This keeps
Can
me
I
healthy.
just by talking about it? Can we get the King Tut curse?
Well, I mean, if we're like lighting these cigars
me,
with
for
like
88
mummy remains or something,
Trust me, for
disrespecting
88
them in any way.
episodes, you've been under the King Tut curse.
That's yeah.
That's science.
What a pedigree! A bunch of earls and a lot of history. And they certainly, if they're going to collaborate with a cigar blender, there's nobody out there more talented than Nick R. Agua, as he goes online. Nicholas that's his tag.
I get it.
His name's Nicholas, Nick R. Agua. We did his Wise Man early in the show. No, I'm sorry. We did his Tabernacle.
Yeah.
You and I smoked the Wise Man outside of the show. Did we not revisit it on the show?
I think we did.
Actually, we did.
I actually
We
did.
did.
The first one was like real crazy. The second one was tempered a little bit.
The one we had on the
and
show was
dialed
actually
in.
a little more dialed in. So we've done two of his, the Tabernacle, which I think you were you really enjoyed the Tabernacle.
Yeah, their latest release of Tabernacle is awesome.
Yeah, you said it was really good. I haven't yet to have that one.
Yeah.
That's another special seed. So yeah, we'll try to get that one on the show maybe later if he doesn't disappoint tonight. From now on, you disappoint us, we're done with you. We're not featuring your cigars on the show anymore.
That's kind of harsh.
No, that's not true.
What are you going to do? Strap them to a big phallic pole, grease it up, and forever they're gone?
Don't tempt me. Did you bring that pole?
I always have that pole.
So yeah, certainly a remarkable pedigree. Before you talk about the beer, Yak Boy, the wrapper is just silky.
Yes.
It's very rustic too.
It looks rustic, but when you run your hands down, it's very silky. It's got just a minimal veins, just a beautiful light shade.
Smells like fine English oak.
What did I tell you the cold draw earlier before I
Nutmeg and sweetness.
Nutmeg and I got nutmeg and sweetness on the cold draw.
I'm not getting nutmeg, but I'm definitely getting some sweetness off
bit
of
of
it.
sweetness?
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
You got nuts?
No, I just said that's nuts.
That's no. Oh, you haven't even. Okay, I'm sorry. Jumping ahead. Well, I'm going to jump ahead too and interrupt you to have you introduce tonight's beer.
Tonight's beer brought to you by Sunny D. I'm sorry. No. It's from very wonderful brewery, Three Nations Brewing.
Okay.
Located in Farmers Branch, Texas.
Oh,
Where the hell's that?
local.
Which is
Up around Dallas.
it is in the DFW Metroplex, just north of Irving.
Yeah, all right.
So little community
Have
there.
we done a Three Nations beer?
No, this will be our first. We have chose the Haze Wizard IPA. It is a New England style IPA.
Hey, England, New England,
Oh, I
England Castle.
I thought you were going Wizards in Castle.
No, it works both ways. And it's a wizard. Our movie has wizards. Huh?
Look at you.
Yeah.
Carry on, my good man.
For some reason, I
Look
see him
at
like
me.
that.
Excuse me, Cody, my good fellow. Would you please carry on with your beer description?
I need an ascot.
Three Nations, named for using the three nations of Germany, Belgium, and England, because that's the styles of beers that they produce.
Very good,
Kind of limiting themselves. What if they wanted to do something outside of that?
because
Well,
this is the only ones that they
that's
want
their
to
thing.
focus
That's
on.
what they focus on.
Hey, they've got a mission statement.
That
and
is
they've got
correct.
that's what I was bitching about people didn't do. And now I was...
They're
Criticizing
actually
them
really
for doing it.
specific. If you check out, they literally say you need to learn your craft before you make the beer. So, that's
Maybe spend a year just kind of coming up with some material before you start a podcast.
yeah. That's
Or you just turn on the mics and...
who would do that?
Did we spend a year coming up with
Of course we
tonight's
did.
show?
Of course, yes.
No, but we spent several years basically laying
Honing?
the groundwork at the pub for what became this.
Well,
that is true. That is true.
As the tagline as they go for the Haze Wizard is the IPA lovers and haters alike will love. Haze Wizard is a unique New England IPA, which is hazy in appearance, high in hops, and low in bitterness. It has a soothing flavor that makes you want another. Haze Wizard is one for the ages and does not disappoint.
I think it's too soon to say if it's one for the ages, but I will say
I am not disappointed in this beer.
I like it.
It's a 7.5 ABV, so I mean it's got a little kick to it, but not overly
Really,
strong.
because that drinks easily.
And
Yeah, it does.
it's coming in like a English
Gosh.
style IPA at 55 IBUs. So
7.5 though. That's the lowest we've had in a while. We've been doing some
Yeah.
stronger beers.
I was about to say,
and I mean the New
bitterness
England
is
style,
over
they're
here.
hazy or cloudy on purpose.
Yeah.
It gives it a very smooth and creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah,
and
I
it's a
get that.
departure from like the West Coast IPAs that end with a lot of hop.
It's kind of weird
bitterness.
because on the front end you get the citrus, you get some of that grapefruit, and a lot of the hop bite is on the front. But then you're right, it's got a real creamy swallow.
And then I just really it just looks like a glass of Sunny D. I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time. Like,
But it doesn't taste.
Where's my beer?
It doesn't taste overly citrusy.
No,
I'm
it
getting
doesn't.
Lots of citrus.
I mean, I'm getting
like lots
citrus.
of citrus.
No, I'm not getting. I think the hops are killing it a little bit for
it
me.
it has like it's almost like a little like just like a squeeze of lemon or something, but nothing.
Oh, I'm getting
like-
orange juice, grapefruit juice, all of it.
I'm not getting grapefruit and a little bit of orange.
Yeah.
But I'm getting some really nice
But
hops up front.
I always think that grapefruit is bitter, so that's where that hop.
I
bitter's
can
kicking
definitely
in.
see that.
It goes down easy.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
really does.
Okay. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it.
Might as well get me another beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Let
one.
me get it on deck because this is a smooth drinking beer.
Yax, did you get anything on the cold draw you want to share? We're talking nutmeg. We're talking sweetness.
I definitely the sweetness is there.
Jeez, 3 beers in, we haven't got to the movie yet.
Really can't. Like I said,
We know what's in store for us.
Yeah.
it's very very woodsy. Just
Yeah, a little woodsy
aroma.
notes?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the wrapper does have a kind of grassy, woodsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the cold draw definitely a sweetness there. Not that sugary sweetness, but I'm not nutmeg. I can't say I'm getting that on my palate. So
Okay. I've refined my palate somewhat over the years to discern baking spices.
well, if I had some mummy bones to light this, that might work out better. Oh, I forgot about the curse.
My good gentlemen, I'm glad we come here to our table at the corner of No Hope.
Wasn't King Tutankhamun buried with his pet, Greg the cat?
Yeah. It was actually Greg Hotep.
Greg Hotep.
Surprising, a little bit of
Actually,
spice.
be Greg Hopep. Hopet.
A little spice on the nose.
Yeah.
And woodsy and leather on the draw. What you getting, Tut?
I don't know. I've only had like two puffs of it. It's far too soon to tell.
You know, before I started calling out other podcasts, I probably should have made sure we had a well-oiled show to do ourselves tonight.
We're gonna show them oiled.
What are you getting over there, Tut? I don't know. This is how it's done. You wanted the best. You got us. Isn't that how Kiss says it every night?
Oh, that's right.
Something like that? All right, well,
Is that the best? We said you got us.
you wanted the best. Well, they were busy.
I do get a lot of leather on that palate, man.
Yeah, I've got a little light
Cross
woodsy
there,
note.
yeah.
It's actually more of a cedar and leather, and then some real nice, nothing crazy on the nose, but real nice spice. You don't get a lot with Connecticut cigars. Must be that Ometepe.
And the sweetness rolls around like the jalapa.
Are you getting sweetness on the draw?
Not really. I'm getting a lot of leather.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me introduce the film as you guys get your cigars going. The aroma is.
It's a good aroma. When we started doing pictures before the show, I was like,
When I first lit
it's
that thing
nice.
out, it smells like
It is
I'm sitting
very
at my
nice.
table at Applebee's. I keep a table there.
Smells like my table at the corner of No Hope.
Yeah, this is about the only table that welcome me. I actually got kicked out of here the other night. I'm on probation. All right, well, let me introduce the film. Tonight's film is 1982's Sorceress. This is a film that's been on our... Was that on your watch list, too?
It was on my watch list, or my recommended.
Oh, okay, recommended. It went from the recommended on us, we bumped it up to our watch list on Amazon Prime. It's a great poster. Really,
it's fantastic.
Really good,
poster.
really good poster. Really good synopsis.
Yeah.
Where should
Like-
we spend money in our budget on that poster? We gotta sit, let people sell people.
Hey, man, they got us. They worked. But the
I mean, it's
synopsis
like
is-
a Frank Frazetta poster, man.
it's well, not quite.
It's on that. It's on that level.
It's getting there.
I mean, it caught my attention.
It
like
did.
Pretty dang attention
did.
getting.
Sorceress. That's a stupid. Well,
It's basically just this
I don't know that movie poster. I mean,
barely
there's-
dressed chick and a big lion with wings flapping over and some laser beams shooting
there could be
around.
something here. You know what? I'm going to go right in and just jump.
So, you know what? We've been flirting around watching this movie, and I was like, well, hey, I've got this Castle cigar I really want to try. I bet it's a sorcery movie and barbarians, and I see guys with swords. There's got to be a castle in this movie. Boom. There we go. Get a wizard beer. We're all set. And then there's no fucking castle in the movie. But whatever.
Barely any wizards.
There's barely anything at all. Which makes sense because it was written by our old friend Jim Wynorski of Swamp Thing 2 fame.
Oh yeah.
Swamp Toss.
Jim wrote it. It was directed actually under a alias. He didn't necessarily want credit for it, by a legendary 70s director, Jack Hill, who discovered, of course, Pam Grier with The Big Birdcage and The Big Dollhouse, and then went on to direct two of my favorite blaxploitation classics, Coffee and Foxy Brown. I went through a huge Pam Grier phase where I just... No, that's all I watched for a long stretch of time. And I mean, nobody did what Jack Hill was doing back then. This is his last movie. And he's still alive. It's like Sorceress was... I'm done. I'm done.
Actually, that was probably Hollywood going, yeah, you're done.
You had mentioned, actually, was it supposed to be a Corman film you had read? And he
Roger
even
Corman
he disowned it?
was the executive producer, and none of the, which we'll delve into, but apparently nothing went right on this film, and everything, the way it was cut and all the stuff, and after it was all
take his name off anything.
after it was all said and done, he didn't want to put his name on this film, which is, like we just said, this man, I mean, think about it. Death Race?
He's still putting his name on all those Sharktopus movies.
Yes. Which, I mean,
Sharktopus.
and one of the things here, I mean, you know, as we get into almost the entire score for this film was literally ripped and reused from another of his films, Battle Beyond the Stars.
That's what No, I know you recognize it.
I mean, as soon as they started, I was like,
But I mean,
I had that weird thing, like, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm looking away, and all of a sudden the music starts. I'm like, wait, what movie am I watching?
Well, that's what New World Pictures would do. I mean, they would recycle props. You would see the same alien stuff in every, or spaceship design background stuff and all their, Battle Beyond the Stars and what was it? George Papard. Like half the movie looks the exact same as as everything else. So it's interesting to me that you read that he didn't want his name on this one, because
To me too.
I'm going to say this: I've seen a shit ton of Roger Corman movies. This is not
Anywhere
worst
close
movie.
to the worst.
No, not at all. Have you seen Sharktopus?
Yes. Wait,
No.
no, erase that. Edit that out.
Sharktopus versus Pranakuda. Anyway, well, he's a little older now. He probably just. That's interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting players in here. Man, I just gotta really see if I can pick that up again.
What you getting?
I'm getting, we say a lot, you get a leather taste, but this leather to me is not a generic run of the mill. Man, there's just a richness to it.
Like old Mexican leather?
Fine Corinthian leather?
gonna go Italian. Like I'm smoking a pair of Italian leather boots.
Wow. I'm getting a leather note, but I wouldn't.
It's rich. It's just a very deep. If that makes sense, it's got a lot of depth to it. It's nice. It's real nice.
I'm not getting that much depth in my leather, but
Huh? You getting some cedar?
maybe I'm getting a little bit more pepper through the nose.
I'm getting pepper through the nose, cedar and leather on the draw. Very smooth smoke. Yeah, it's nice. Good draw. And I don't think it'll have a problem with the beer at all.
It's not conflicting there.
Excuse me.
That's one thing.
Right
that,
as I complimented the beer, I sucked it down the wrong pipe. And
It's a curse.
again, before I shit on other podcasts, I should really make sure nothing's going to go wrong. Like, look at these assholes thinking they got their shit together.
20 minutes from now, we're just going to be with the defibrillator. He's alive. He can make it.
and our fans are going to be like, "It's about time. We knew this. This is the reason why we kept tuning in."
Yeah. You wanted the best.
There's probably some pool out there. $20 says he's going to go probably before 100. It's going to be that guy.
You think there's a thing in Vegas on if we're going to make it to 100?
Not only that, there's a poll on which one first.
Yeah. Well,
Vegas.
I'm sorry, Todd. What were you going to say?
Over there.
What were you going to say? Something about the beer?
Actually, this New England style, I'm trying to figure out how it would harm any cigar.
Yeah, no, it's very...
It's unique enough to where it gets out of the way, but it also has enough spiciness off that front, bite off that front, but cream on that back to where I could see it kind of playing with a whole bunch of different cigars.
You know where I could see drinking this beer? The perfect situation to enjoy this beer? Sitting underneath a lighthouse with some lobster rolls, watching the waves crash against the rocks underneath you.
As if perhaps you were in New England?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's where I got that idea.
Huh.
Have you ever sat at the base of a lighthouse eating crab rolls or lobster rolls?
No, but I'd like to.
Yeah, me too. Have you ever been to New England?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, yeah, we went to Boston.
We did fly
We
into
flew
Boston.
into Boston.
We weren't in Boston.
We drove through Boston.
We got the
That
hell out of
counts.
there as fast as
That
we
counts.
could.
That
Counts.
counts.
Yeah, we got the fuck out of there. Is Connecticut considered New England?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've been
Pennsylvania, New England. We've been all
Pennsylvania is
around
not New
I was
England.
I was in
No.
Boston. I drove by the House of Pain. It was good.
2 hours in a truck with Cody singing "Jump Around," and that's like, I gotta get out of there.
Admired the graffiti.
There's a lot of graffiti.
Graffiti.
All right. Well, Sorceress. I told you how.
Took part in their traffic jams. I felt like I was
Whenever we
part
were
of
driving, there was just that random car on fire, just a huge flames shooting everywhere.
this. This really does feel like Boston. Did you get the Boston experience? Saw a car on fire.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell's the holdup? Oh, right in
Car
front of us,
fire.
the car just blew
And
up.
it wasn't just like smoking; it was a raging bonfire.
Yeah.
Like, how does
Unfortunately, I don't remember the trip back to the airport, but
I have never in my life seen a car on fire. Like someone had just like dumped gasoline and just lit a match.
And the dude was just sitting over on the fence, like over the side, on his cell phone.
was this on our way back?
No, that was on the way there.
yeah,
I don't remember.
You
this.
didn't look up. You were face down in the back seat the whole way home. But Tut got New England drunk.
something was hazy.
Yeah, you were the Haze wizard that night.
I was definitely the Haze Wizard.
All right. Well, I
Matter of
told
fact, can y'all call me the Haze
I
Wizard
knew
from
he was
now
going
on?
to say that. I'm not doing that.
I'm totally.
All right,
totally
I'll
good with
call
it.
him the Haze Wizard.
You are?
I will. Hell yeah. I'm totally not gonna do
I
it.
remember when we did what was it? Bikini summer bikinis or whatever it was, and I wanted to be called Mad Dog, and you guys wouldn't get on board with that.
Oh yeah. I'm not doing that.
No. No. There's got to be to earn the nickname Mad Dog. Really, it takes something special. I'm not gonna say you won't earn it.
Haven't partied enough in front of you, have I? What else do I have to do, man?
Oh, can we get on this movie?
I haven't killed myself with alcohol just yet.
There's actually some other things I want to talk about before we get to tonight's movie. I've made some other observations over the last week. No, Sorceress. We start things off in the middle of the night as a small team of torch-bearing soldiers on horseback, led by the evil wizard Trigon, invade a small makeshift camp in the woods. The men make do quickly of their weaker opponents, killing several guards and even an poor old woman. Stab her right in the belly.
Felt like she was going to be an important Oh, I was wrong.
Nope. Trigon takes a small child from the old lady's dead hands. As she's falling, he grabs the baby. And he smiles. Kalgara will be pleased. Child is going to be his sacrifice, he huffs. A perfect sacrifice for the god Kalgara. But just then he hears a second set of baby cries. And he looks over there and he realizes that the mother is hiding a twin under her robe. It turns out there's two babies. Twin girls. And when the mother refuses to reveal which twin is the firstborn, because that's the one that Trigon needs for a proper sacrifice to Kalgara, Trigon instructs one of his soldiers to destroy her womb with the, what's it called? The Talon.
The Talon.
Which is basically this cheesy little hand puppet with Wolverine, like 3 butter knives strapped to its fingers.
For you players of Skyrim out there, it looks like a dragon claw.
Does it look like 3 butter knives stuck to the end of a mannequin hand?
Yes.
And the guy just starts scraping up her belly with this thing. Ouch.
Do you think this is where George Lucas got the hiding Luke and Leia idea from?
No,
this is 82.
82.
Okay.
Which, I mean, for 82, you would think, we'd advanced enough making movies that we wouldn't have to see the Talon. Or
Well, we don't actually see it go into her belly.
Right.
No. But we just see this really bad actress yell out, Krona! Krona! And all of a sudden, just like that, a bolt of lightning shoots down from the heavens, and Krona appears.
Who looks like God. Which,
He looks like an old dude with a beard and some robes.
I was thinking like a young Moses.
no.
Not necessarily
Yeah,
God,
he looked kind of hip.
but a hip,
He looked kind of like a hip.
It would have been a lot cooler if he talked like Charlton Heston.
Yeah, no, this is just a dude in a robe and a beard. A lot of guys in robes with beards in this movie. And he kicks all of Trigon's men's asses. He's an older guy, but he's remarkably fast. Did they speed up the film, do you think?
Oh, no,
he was
they
like
didn't.
doing crazy, like quick moves.
I think he was the only one that he probably had an action background in
think
movies.
it was a stunt man wearing that beard. And
They could have put anybody underneath it.
yeah. As he marches towards Trigon, he tells him, I didn't train these men to butcher women. And then he asks Trigon, am I about to take your first life or finally your third? I guess Trigon has 3 lives. He wants to know, he's about to kill him, which one it is. Trigon's eyes turn green, weakening Krona's powers. Krona's like, no. Illusion. This is everyone's reaction to anything they don't like in this movie or any kind of threat. Illusion. They just put their hands up and just kind of do this number. No.
I made that same thing here about halfway through the movie. No more.
My kid walked in the living room. No.
I become weakened. I can't reach the remote to stop it. I'm stuck here.
Until Krona's powers are weakening, until Trigon is suddenly speared from behind by the children's mother with her last dying breath. The evil wizard falls to his knees and reveals, unfortunately, that it's his first life. I'll be back. And when the moon is in the house of the dragon once more, he shall return. He then disappears into a digitized green glow, and Krona lays his hands on the 2 girl children. That's what the mother calls them. Krona, you must care for my girl children. Girl children? Okay, girl children.
Well, he had
you gods and the games you play on us.
Well, he had just told the mother, I will make these the finest warriors in the land.
But they're girl children.
Take care of my girl children.
Look, I exclusively work with boy children. This is way out of what I do.
Just take them and run. Look, I just saw abducted in plain sight. I gotta go.
I don't know what the laws are here.
I don't want to get involved in this. No, he lays his hands on them, and from this moment, these 2 shall be as one and share Krona's powers. It's kind of cool talking about yourself in the third person.
Jason always loves when he does that.
I bestow on you the secrets of sorcery and the fighting skills of the masters. As he does this, the babies are covered in a blue glow from his hands. Later that night, Krona knocks on the door of Dargon and his wife. He asks them to care for these children as their own. Boy, he passed that one off quick. Krona, will you care for them?
Mother's dead.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
it. They'll be safe with me. 1 hour later, here, take them. But this guy, he's just as bad. You see, he and his wife owe Krona big time for saving their lives a while back. And luckily, Dargon's wife has enough milk in her boobs to easily feed 2 more along with their newborn. She says that to Krona, like, look at these things. I can easily get 2 more kids on these. He's like, yes.
Feeding the whole village over here.
Does it work that way?
Sure.
Okay.
Krona
Are we
warns,
going to question Sorceress?
Krona warns them that someday men will come for these girl children, so they must be raised as boy children to evade suspicion. Dargon says he understands, but we'll quickly learn that apparently he didn't understand the shit one bit. He didn't do anything to complete that mission. So then, this movie didn't fuck around. Boom, we cut to the House of the Dragon exactly 20 years later, where a sexy priestess, Delicious. Boy, she is something.
She's nice.
Has gathered her army before her. The moon is shining down on them, and it's time for their master Trigon to return. And with the bashing of a gong, he does appear in the same green digitized cloud that he vanished in 2 decades earlier. Boy, he hadn't aged a day, and he's still wearing the exact same clothes.
Well, I mean,
Where's he been?
he's incorporeal.
He's
Yeah. Well, the priestess drops.
maybe that's just like his best robe. He likes to wear it on special occasions.
I guess. Well, he starts walking the priestess who's summoned him back.
It's called branding.
Delicia, she drops to her knees in front of him and kind of opens up her thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he just looks at her and walks right by. Hairy armpits.
It was hairy armpits.
Because I was like, but dude, so he's going straight forward, and he's like, eh. And then he goes out and he's going to dress his
It was ancient times.
his
There was
warriors.
different beauty
Yeah, well,
standards.
next time we see her, she shaved those pits. He goes out and he tells his soldiers to go seek out the 2 who are one, so he can summon Kalgara and rule the world. The hunt is on for the twins, the girl children, who
The boy children.
we should, when we cut now, we should see them as boy adults.
Okay.
20 years later, right?
How'd that work out?
I'm glad he was really descriptive to his men. Find them.
The 2 who are one. We're on it.
Who did you?
You got a hair color?
Excuse me, yeah. Height, weight,
Do you know any names? One of them named Greg, maybe.
nationality. I mean,
Greg. Greg 1 and Greg 2.
We'll go with it.
thank you. Now we're getting
No,
somewhere.
get somewhere. Speaking of the 2 who are one, we now join the 20-year-old twin sisters as they skinny dip in a beautiful creek.
Hello.
It's a really cinematic fairy tale setting. Like the
It's just so beautiful.
no, I'm not talking about their boobies. I'm talking about the.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I thought the forest stuff looked really good. Like it looked
Nice.
whatever. I'm not going to get anywhere with you guys.
Cinematic? No.
I love the
understand.
look of the forest stuff. It was really shot well.
There's quite a few things in this that are shot well.
And the twins aren't hard to look at either. They're just playing around naked
They are
in the
definitely
water.
shot well.
Their playful swimming is soon interrupted by a satyr. Am I saying it right?
No,
Yes.
it's not a satyr. It's a pan dude.
Yeah, satyr. Half
Oh,
goat.
is that what that is?
Well,
the
here,
character's name is Pandu.
Panda.
Pando.
Pando.
Listen,
I just call him pan.
This-
I just call them a pan.
the
They're
satyrs are one of a class of lustful, drunken woodland gods. In Greek art, they were represented as a man with a horse's ears and tail. But
I guess it was Roman.
in Roman representations,
Yeah, there you
they're a
go.
man with a goat's ears, tail, legs, and horns.
Alright.
So this is the Roman
I
representation.
always thought the
of
satyrs
satyr.
were. I always thought of satyrs with the horns. So yeah,
Yeah. And that's what we have here, a goat boy.
that's what that dude in Clash of the Titans got turned into.
A very disturbing looking goat boy.
He wasn't a drunken playboy though.
No.
He was all evil and stuff.
The twins can't figure out what that large horn-shaped thing is hanging between his legs. They assume it's a weapon. Papa said never trust strangers. So they emerge naked from the water and kick his goat ass. prompting him to run away into the forest. Yax, was that the goat boy's penis that they were baffled by?
Yes, it was.
By the way, I hate this dude.
The goat boy?
Yeah.
How come? He's just creepy looking? No, he's
And I was watching this on headphones, so
more
it
of a
was like
sheep
it's the goats sound like sheep.
It was a bleat.
It was definitely bleeding all over the place. My ears are bleeding after
I didn't
heard
like him just
this.
because he was really, really creepy
He
looking.
was so creepy looking, dude.
Yeah. The girls realized that they should head back home. The goat boy might be going to cause trouble. So they put on their matching leather caps and their matching animal skin mini skirts.
Because they're boys.
It's a tunic.
Dargan just couldn't have done a worse job concealing their gender. What the hell? Raise them as boys. You got it, boss. Here's your mini skirts. Shave your legs daily. Oh, wait, you have these giant pendulous breasts. We don't want to strap those down. Let's let those flap around everywhere.
And as you're apparently boys and you're now in your 20s and you have zero facial hair, no one will question a thing.
No. Literally, no one doesn't. No one does.
Here, put on these boys' caps. They're boys. How can you tell? Look at those caps.
Look at those caps they're wearing.
No woman would wear that.
Well, it turns out when they return home, it is too late. Trigon's warriors have already begun slicing and dicing their stepmother, violently raping their stepsister, burning all the huts, and despite him putting up a valiant fight, complete with nunchucks. They have nunchucks back then?
Apparently so. I was like, wow, these influences are everywhere.
I was just
I'll
like-
pick up my sword and defend them. I was expecting something from Conan where man defends the villain. Nunchucks.
Not really effective on guys with horses. And
I was just
bows
waiting
and
for
arrows.
I was really like just waiting for him to do like the whole Bruce Lee
Like
thing. and
around
just-
him and stuff. No, he
barely swung it once and he got stabbed.
they filled him full with arrows. It's really not much of a defense. The two who are one storm into battle encased in the mystical blue glow bestowed onto them by Krona. After easily taking out Trigon's warriors, the girls are approached by the red-bearded Baldar of Hamarton and his sidekick, the Goat Boy. He tells the lads, he thinks they're boys, that
cats.
he's never seen such fighting skills in all his 56 battles, and he's clearly never seen a girl before either.
And he is dressed like a 1980s barbarian Viking, complete with horned helmet, skirt, and chainmail.
Let's not forget
No,
the glorious
plate mail.
plate mail and the glorious red beard.
Red beard. And mustache that looks like it's growing straight out of its nostrils.
Which was clearly just glued on. Well, whatever. The lads give their adopted family a fire funeral, as is their way, as the Goat Boy plays a little song on his pan flute.
Hey, quick question. And this is for Cody, because I know you're not going to know.
Oh, that was.
Did you ever watch
rude.
the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon in the 80s?
No. Only losers. Yes, I watched every episode.
Okay, so the barbarian kind of dressed like that kid,
Yes.
and then the constant bleeding of Pando is like that little unicorn dude.
Very much so.
Okay, was that like a? I thought surely that came after this movie.
It did.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe this movie influenced. the
Well, you know,
animators.
I mean, like I said, this movie came in 82, which also in the glorious year of 82 came one of the
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
Which I want to get to that later.
All right, but so as a comparison, yeah, there is no comparison. But yes, the Dungeons and Dragons, you know, I don't know.
I'm
if
comparing Tut to something in my head with that whole, this is for Cody, you wouldn't know.
Oh, did you watch Dungeons and Dragons the cartoon?
You'll never know. He did remind me of a cartoon character, though. There was some cartoon with a little redheaded.
Oh, he looked about as stereotypical as
You
could
really
get
couldn't
for
get
the
more
80s.
redheaded medieval guy. Hey, that's where Mel Gibson got that redhead guy in Braveheart, based on this dude.
Is that right?
Brendan Gleeson's character, straight out of Sorceress.
Probably.
Suddenly, our old buddy Cronus shows up now. Boy, talk about a day late, dollar short.
Looking like old Moses.
And now they've replaced his brown beard with a long white beard, but everything else is the exact same. He tells Mira and Mara, it's weird because the mom never told him their names, and he just kind of just busted out with these names for him.
He's celestial. He should know.
When did that get established? He tells them that it was he who gave them their sweet fighting skills, and that they must use their powers to avenge their family by killing Trigon. But ordinary weapons will be of no use. They must use sorcery and the name Vital when the time comes. Krona then walks into the funeral pyre and burns himself alive. He feels bad. He's like, these people are dead because I gave the...
I'm going to go join them.
It's the least I can do. He just walks in.
Well, I've come back from the mystical plane. I'll kill myself. I'm done.
I'm done. I had a good run. And he burns himself alive. They clasp hands. The girls clasp hands. The lads clasp hands with Baldar and agree to join forces, as he says, "We will have victory by Ragnarok." Hey, like the Thor movie.
No.
Do you know what that means?
The end battle, the end of days.
Ragnarok in Norse mythology is a series of future events, including a great battle foretold to ultimately result in the death of a number of major figures. I'm dropping all sorts of...
Wow, that's pretty deep.
Speaking of future events, you boys know what I want to do in the near future?
What do you want to do in the near future?
That's right, you guessed it. I want to get my hands on some of these small cigar tins from our friends at Drew Estate. The Drew Estate tin collection now includes several acid selections. I personally dig the little Candela. Ambrosia Clove Tiki, Sweet Baby Janes, Isla del Sol, Sungrown, and Maduro. Hoya de Nicaragua and Tano 1970.
Do they have a 1970 tin?
Yeah, they came out in 1970 tin.
Okay.
Hoya Red and Black. Kentucky Fire Cured Ponies, Sweet Ponies, Swamp Sweets, La Root and Dirties, La Vieja Habano, Maduro, Connecticut Shade, Liga Privada No. 9, T52, Tobacco Especial Dolce and Negra, Undercrown Maduro, Shade, Sunground. Basically, what I'm telling you is that there's a Drew Estate cigar that you enjoy, and you want a miniature version of it to smoke in this balls cold weather. Go out and find yourself some DE tins.
I'm sorry I wasn't listening. Could you read that again?
Did we start just read the list again?
I've actually had the 9s, and they're pretty good. Like I said, if it's cold outside or you got a little short window of time that you can't do like a knockout an hour, go for
it. They're priced really great. We smoked a lot of the 9s, the Undercrowns.
I want to get my hands on the Sweet Janes.
I'm very curious to see how those Sweet Jane tins are. So, go seek them out, and you will not be disappointed.
And by the way, if you're going to seek them out, go to the TuesdayNightCigarClub.com, click on the Famous Smoke banner, and then enter the promo code TNCC20.
They run a little under $20 a piece. You can get yourself like 6 tins. That'll get you over $100. Get boom, $20 off. It's like getting a free tin.
Yeah, it really is.
You can't beat that. How you guys liking the cigar? Speaking of cigars, how you guys liking this cigar? These cigars are actually acquired from Famous Smoke Shop. How about that?
I am going to put this a little outside my wheelhouse. I like it. It's a little bit more one-notesy, woodsy leather.
I think it's very refined leather.
Your Italian polished boot leather aside,
I like the cedar and leather. Where the combination's working really well for me, and the spice is nice on the nose. It's a real pleasant cigar.
It is a very pleasant cigar. Don't take my criticism of it being out of my palate, as it's bad. I mean, it's just not the cigar for me, even though it's a well constructed cigar, and it's a nice tasting cigar.
It is, and I can't get over that. I'm still smelling the aroma. It's one of the better.
The aromas. You're right. The aroma is one of the better aromas
we've had here at the table in a while. It's just.
You lit that up, and it lit me up.
I like lighting you up, Tut. You like it? I would think this would be very much in your wheelhouse.
I really like it. The little bit of the pepper on the retro is really great. It's light. That as he said, maybe it's a kind of a one note deal, but so far, if it stays, if it's keeping that same profile this all the way through, that's a solid smoke.
It's got a little bit of graham on that retro, which is very nice. I like the fact that it's not a strong cigar, but it holds its own. It's not weak. It's not a mild.
No, it's not. I would say medium body, medium strength.
Yeah, but a nice full medium. Not a lot of times you'll see, it's a medium, and I'm like,
with Connecticut, sure. It's it's got to be. I think the jalapa, tends to give things a little bit of balls. I think going with the Brazilian. I'm surprised it's not even a little bit strong with that Brazilian binder, Modafina binder, and then just strictly Nika filler.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's a testament to just what a really refined Connecticut wrapper it is. I think the wrapper's having a lot of say in the cigar.
Oh, we're saying that it's strong but very reserved in the proper English manner.
I really feel like we should have wore ascots tonight. We dropped the ball.
We did.
Well, I told you to wear a wizard hat. You dropped that ball.
Look, I don't have a wizard hat.
Now other podcasters are going, I know their trick. It's just ascots and wizard hats.
There's traffic cones everywhere. You just spray paint it purple and put it on your head.
I swear if we look at some other podcasts and they're wearing wizard hats and ascots,
I'll
lawsuit.
ask them if they need a producer.
You sell out. Can I come with you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, we've already got a Cade.
what about a Greg?
Do you have a Greg?
Give a Greg. I can be Greg.
We listened to your podcast and we've got one on order.
Oh. Well, we joined Baldar, Goat Boy, and the lads with perfectly smooth shaven legs as they enter a busy marketplace. A little trivia for you: that creepy as shit Goat Boy, we've had him on the show before.
I'm dying to know this dude, man.
Pando?
Yes.
Is played by an actor named David Milburn, who, speaking of Mad Dog, was one of the horny teens hired to redecorate the beach house in Bikini Summer, which we viewed way back on episode 34.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't remember
The
this
photographer?
guy. Yeah, I totally don't remember that dude.
That's Pando. It's one of his first.
I'm just nodding my head. I don't know.
You guys don't have any memory of Bikini Summer, do you?
I remember Bikini Summer.
That was the one with the Russian guy who let the band play and they'd spy on him when they were peeing in the club bathroom. Oh wait, that was a couple movies we did.
Wait, that was the cross-dressing Mario Van Peebles?
No. That was Mantervention.
That was Mantervention. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. We did a double feature, Bikini Summer and Bikini Car Wash, and he was in Bikini Summer.
Which one was the Australian beach?
Wet and Wild Summer.
Oh, okay.
That was with Bobby McCain.
Oh, yeah, we do a lot
That was
of
the deeds.
summers.
That was the deed.
Well, originally tonight, guys, was supposed to be our big spring break episode.
Yeah.
And Cody and I huddled here a couple days ago in the corner of No Hope. I was having trouble finding a good TNA spring break party movie. We watched a movie called Bikini Academy. And while it had a ton of tits and ass, it just didn't have any heart.
Yeah.
And we need heart. So I was like, I'd watched like 5 80s party movies trying to find it, and I just gave up. I was like, fuck it, Sorceress. We're doing it. Check it off the list.
By the way, I didn't notice any other Goat Boys in this market, and nobody looks twice at Goat Boy.
Well, nobody ever looks twice at the little monkey creature that goes around.
That's true.
Eh.
Yeah.
It was what we say, it's the 80s. It was the whatever that was back then.
It was ancient times. No one questioned it. The gods.
It was 600 BC. You know how things went back
They
then.
rolled the dice.
The funny thing is, every time I have an inner monologue that like tries to explain away the ancient times, it's always the wizard from Conan. It's like, it was ancient times.
I thought it was going to be the Go Boy.
Oh God, I hate that dude.
What's happening?
I hate him.
Hey, maybe I could do the rest of the show in Goat Boy's voice.
I'm done.
Anywho, there's children running around, fire breathers, tons of fake bushy mustaches.
There's lots
They
of
slap those on every extra. Middle Eastern music playing. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. It's a very busy little town.
This is a nice marketplace.
It was a very nice marketplace. I don't know why that was funny. They watch as a thief has his hands lopped off by a battle axe while belly dancers gyrate around. This is one happening play. It's kind of like Mos Eisley with titties.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was waiting for Balder. You'll never find a bigger hive of scum and villainy. Wait.
You'll never find a bigger hive of gyrating belly dancers and pendulous titties. And people are screwing too. They'll put a blanket, put up a blanket and just start screwing. I mean, it's very what's the word I'm looking for?
Titillating?
Bohemian titillating?
That's really how Bohemian works, but
Well, Bohemian as in the French version, not the Czech version.
no.
I'm getting a little bit of Bohemian leather on this thing.
Bohemian leather? Wait, the French Bohemian or the Czech Bohemian leather?
Yugoslavia.
That's Czech.
That no longer exists.
These are supposed to be in the spirit of the early 1900s cigars. That means Nick did his job if I'm getting Yugoslavian leather on this thing.
Actually, Yugoslavia wasn't around in the early 1900s.
It wasn't.
I'm going to go join that other podcast.
Mid-century.
Look, let's talk about how after World War II things were.
There's a dice game going down in the square, and the locals are none too pleased at a smart-ass barbarian white guys winning every round.
I love this dude. He's
With
from the
that
Blue Lagoon
sweet,
and the
sweet
pirate
perm.
movie.
No, he was not. He just had curly hair like that guy. One of the belly dancers comes around, and the barbarian playfully takes a bite on her butt cheek.
Yeah, it's a nice butt cheek.
Got you kicked out of the Yellow Rose one time, if I remember correctly.
I was already tied up. What was I supposed to do?
I was hungry. And that really sends these
Do you
other...
remember when we had a table at the Yellow Rose? That was fun. And then Cody bit that lady.
in the ass.
Wow.
Can I get my normal table? I brought my ascot.
We used to have a table at the Yellow Rose.
They said no because you bit my ascot.
Well, this sends all the other warriors there he's playing dice with into a tizzy when he bites this chick's ass. A huge fight breaks out, and as Baldar watches the action, he immediately recognizes the barbarian as Prince Erlich.
Ah, Ehrlich.
This string bean barbarian is kicking all kinds of ass. Now, like you said, this is where I want to talk about Conan. If this movie had came out in '84 after Conan, there's no way you could call this dude a barbarian.
No.
Conan's kind of set the bar for barbarian. This guy, I mean, he looks like Tut in a loincloth. No offense.
No, actually, thank you. I mean, I'm like,
I mean, this guy.
that's nice.
I mean, this guy just. He's not a barbarian.
It's like 20-year-old Tut in a loincloth.
He's just like a baby face. He's got no muscle tone. He's just kind of.
I really felt like they had to cut a few times during the scening. Just all right, put more oil on him. really rub that all over.
They did oil him up really well. But yeah, so I guess
Well, that's like the black dude he was playing dice with. That dude was a barbarian.
That dude was a barbarian.
That
Yes.
dude was like huge.
This guy was a goofball. But you know what? They came out same time as Conan, so I'll give it a pass. Well, Baldar and the lads who give men boners for some reason. They're not lads, you asshole.
What sorcery is this?
Sorcery? They just have giant knockers.
Balder probably questioned himself. Questioning so many. I must pray to my gods.
As I watched the lads shower,
This has never happened to me before.
Felt things I've never felt before. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I watched the lads do their chores today, and I became unusually aroused. I don't know what's going on.
Do you think Baldar and the Goat Boy ever got?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you know
they
that
traveled.
happened.
They just wandered the land together. They
It
had
gets
to,
lonely out there.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
and then the Goat Boy would have to be on bottom with that giant horn penis.
I'm
I don't know.
just
Baldar looked like he could. He went 56 battles. He can take a beating.
just go ahead and give me 8 more beers. Need to erase that from my memory.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I get for straying from my notes. Where was I?
Baldar
The lads
taking a beating.
The lads and Baldar join in the fight, and soon they've wiped out the whole town. Just then, Trigon's goons enter the city, and the crew flees with Prince Erlich. And he... Dude, come on. That guy is totally Greg Brady.
It's totally Greg Brady. He's a blonde Greg Brady.
Because Erlich knows Baldur, and they all run away together. They find refuge in a small little... I say hut, but I mean, it's just like... The city is just like...
It's a hovel.
A little room where Erlich tells the lads they can wash up. So they remove their tops to reveal, hey, they're not lads at all. Baldar is stunned, and Erlich is instantly horny. But here's the thing. The twins don't know they're girls. Papa had always told them they were boys, and they just didn't know the difference. So that was the extent of their adoptive dad's pledge to Krona. That's all he did. He just told them, you're boys.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That checks.
I did what I told Krona I would do.
Check.
No effort whatsoever, TNCC style.
There's not much education back in those
Tuesday
days.
Night Cigar Club, I need you to raise these girls as boys. You got it. We'll do it. We owe you big time for saving our lives. Your boys. You guys need another beer?
Where's those mini skirts?
But Papa, these things on your boys.
All boys have them, just not as big and pendulous.
Go fetch my wizard hat from the...
What's the laws on this? I mean, they're technically not ours.
Oh, this guy.
The laws.
Adopted in plain sight.
There's only one law. Krona's law. They're boys.
Ehrlich even makes a gesture to them as if he's cupping breasts. Like, but you guys have these thingies. And he's smiling, too. Like, he's all worked up, but they still don't see a difference between them and the men. So basically, Yax, am I right? Everyone in this movie's an idiot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
That is film analysis.
That is film analysis. Your powers of deduction and understanding of filmography is extraordinary.
I'm a podcaster, baby. I know what I'm doing. Well, once he hears they're hunting down the evil sorcerer Trigon, Ehrlich says he's out. That's why he ran away from his father's kingdom and his royal crown. He wants a peaceful life of wandering around and doing nothing. Us style.
Cheating and gambling, biting random girls' asses, just peace.
And besides, from what he's seen, the lads...
It's a pretty good life. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Well, from what he's seen, the lads can take care of themselves just fine. The men leave the twins to rest up. They say they'll be safe in the hovel, but they don't realize that a belly dancer, the one he bit on the ass, has been eavesdropping this entire time. That's not good. The dancer then tricks the twins into following her. She says Ehrlich has been taken by Trigon, so they run outside and they're immediately captured under some nets.
Because that was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
They've been captured already.
That was quick.
I tell you, there's one thing about the 80s. They love nets, man. It's
they
like
did.
if you're going to catch somebody,
Nets.
net.
Yeah, I'd like to see nets brought back.
Yeah.
You guys watch all those Marvel movies. Anybody get caught in a net and those things?
No.
No, it's
Some
shame.
people got caught in Spider-Man's web, but that's
Nah,
not
it's
it.
not.
it's not
That's
a net.
not it.
It's not a net.
Well, Baldar and Ehrlich are alerted to trouble by Goat Boy.
Man, that is a nice smelling cigar. That
It really does smell good.
is.
And you know what? Real quick, before we get into this battle,
I'm bumping that
I'm a
up.
little before the halfway point, I guess. I haven't smoked a Churchill in a long time. I love Churchills.
Yes.
For me, it's the perfect size cigar.
Agreed.
But I'm getting a little bit of creaminess in the midway point.
Mm-hmm.
You getting it?
Yes, I am.
It's joining the cedar. It's kind of pushed itself out. It's now just that leather, and I'm getting a really smooth kind of creaminess coming through. I did not see that coming. I thought I was in store for what you were saying, the same profile. It just seemed to be headed that way, but nope. Get a little bit of cream.
Well, naturally, I'm going to miss out on the cream.
Mm-hmm.
I am picking a little bit more of a gram, and just a. No.
On the retro, you're getting graham cracker?
Yeah, on the gram, there's on the retro, there's a gram. There's a spice there that I can't quite put my finger on either. I almost went cinnamon, but it's not cinnamon. It's not that sweet.
Montreal steak seasoning.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure.
Okay.
Might be a fennel, a thyme. I don't know.
Paprika.
It's not paprika. Not smoky enough.
Perhaps it is fennel. To be continued. When Goat Boy tells...
I tell him to
It's just little seeds, right? Little fennel
yeah,
seeds?
fennel seeds.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell those taste like either.
Sage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't cook with
I do
sage.
know what sage is. I know sage. No rosemary.
No, it's not rosemary.
No. Goat Boy alerts Baldar and Ehrlich that the girls are in trouble, so they race off to help the twins.
Pando just turned into Lassie. What are you trying to say?
I just can't stop looking at that gigantic penis of his.
Look, cover up. Put some pants on.
Baldar's sword comes in front of your eyes. He's mine. All right, I was just looking, man.
It's all right, Baldar. It's all right, dude.
Jeez. Well, Princess Delicia shows up.
Oh, hello.
Remember her? With the,
Hey, how are you?
oh, man,
going
she
on?
is just
Are you
gorgeous.
doing okay? I mean, I like magic.
Who doesn't?
Your armpits don't bother me at all.
Well, no, we're going to see if she takes care of that. She arrives with great fanfare. They carry her in on one of those old things. What are those called? Yaks, where they bring people in on...
A litter.
Thank you.
Will you guys carry me into the next barn smoker
No.
in one of those things?
No, absolutely not.
I'll roll you in on a wheelbarrow.
That's, well, it's more likely that we roll him out on a wheelbarrow.
Well,
Yeah. Can I wear an ascot?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. I insist.
You have to wear other clothes with the ascot.
Oh, never mind. I'm out.
All right, so you get the wheelbarrow. I'll get the monkey suit.
This is the last barn smoker. Forever for anybody. We ruined the experience for everybody.
But then it'll actually make sense. That's the last time we let these monkeys in.
Well, princess, or I guess she's priestess. She's not really a princess.
Yeah, she's no, she is a princess.
I thought she was. I thought
was a
she was
princess.
supposed to be the sorceress. I thought that was who was on the poster
Yeah.
when I saw her. But then,
Yeah.
Well, Delicia
I think
arrives with her half Wookiee, half ape creature companion. This is a little guy in a monkey suit, basically.
Yeah.
not even a good monkey suit.
That's not even a good
Remember,
that's
she is the
right.
one who summoned, with the hairy armpits, as you said, who summoned Trigon back to life and then was rudely rejected, down on her knees, just waiting for it. But I guess she learned a lesson by being ignored by the evil sorcerer upon his return from the netherworld, because those armpits are now, she reaches out again, and they're clean shaven. She took care of it. Maybe just the moon, like, they weren't expecting it that day. Like, she had just been hanging out. Like,
I didn't have time to
shit,
prepare.
Full moon. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, shit.
Let myself go.
Trigon, his face is like,
She's sitting
I
on
have
that.
been suffering in the netherworld
It's
for
not like they had a
like.
farmer's
she's sitting on that bed of
almanac back
pillows.
then. They didn't know when the moon was going to be in a certain place.
She's lounging on her bed of pillows with her sweats on. Oh God! Gotta get my sheer little costume on.
Spilled
Where's
cereal
my
all
plate
over.
mail bra? Come on.
Well, they're shaving, and all of a sudden she's hot again. Funny how that happens. We basic Americans are so superficial. It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
A beautiful woman, and she's a little bit of hair in her armpits. We're like, ugh.
I'm progressive enough that I'm fine with it.
Didn't bother you, huh?
Didn't bother me.
He noticed though. He noticed.
I did notice. But
If your
didn't
wife
bother.
decided to start just going, letting it go, you'd be all right.
I would be totally fine with it. Whatever she wants to do.
You can say that because he would edit it out if he said no anyways.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to stick with we're basic Americans and we're very superficial and sad. I'm going to stand by that comment. Whatever. The twins are brought before Delicia, and she demands to know who is the firstborn. When the girls clam up, the soldiers take one of them's the girl's face and bury it in this hot coals. Fire will reveal the truth. But just then, Baldar and Erlich crash the party and save the day. They kick some ass, rescue the twins, and they all race away on
And Home
on
Chick
horseback.
wasn't burnt at all.
No, she's a little ashy. Just scraped it off. The men and twins ride.
She's a sorceress.
Yeah, are they the sorceress?
It's gonna happen.
Wouldn't that movie be called Sorceresses?
Sorcerai.
Do they just put like that little apostrophe at the end or something? I
But
mean,
no,
it's-
because the two are one.
I think it should just been called the Sorcerer Trigon.
Should have been.
It's a lot, makes more sense.
the lads.
The lads. The buxom lads.
With a picture of Higgins on the poster.
The men and the twins ride into the forbidden forest,
Yeah.
and again, the scenery here is just perfect. The waterfall in the background, the really big trees. We're gonna give this movie a lot of shit, but I love the forest stuff. I thought it was shot great, and it just looked otherworldly. Which on this budget, I mean, how do you do that? It was good. I thought it looked really nice. It was like you're in a literal fairy tale watching it.
Yeah.
Agreed?
I mean, it was no legend.
Fog was kind of hovering in the background of everything. It was
I was
cool.
about to say, whoever was
just
on that
came out
smoke
like-
machine was working their
Yeah,
ass.
he fogged up a whole forest.
You got one job. Oh, it's gonna be there.
It was.
You want me to less fog? No, more fog. You got it.
Where'd the budget in our movie go to?
I thought, give me this. It looked good.
It did look good. It
All right.
really did.
Well, back at Trigon's lair, Delicia asks what he would give her if she could retrieve the firstborn twin, and he says he would give her her very own empire. But she has more pressing needs as she presses against him, and she wants to screw him, but he says, I can't. It would break my vows to Calgore, or whatever the thing is.
Calgon.
She shaved her pits for this limp dick?
Look, he spent a lot of time in the nether. He's tired,
So
okay?
she walks across the room and starts playing with her little creature friend, petting him, and tells it, that was weird.
It is very weird.
And tells it that the other non-firstborn sister, the one they don't need, is his if he helps her find them. It's a very weird moment where she's petting him seductively as Trigon watches in frustration. Like, as she's petting the monkey thing and he's getting aroused, Trigon's over there like...
I was waiting for Trigon to, like, bring in one of his guards. When they go out,
I didn't think that Trigon was that disappointed. I thought he was, like, enjoying it, going,
I got kind of a Bob Broberg vibe from Trigon. You think maybe he was into the Ehrlichs of the world?
It could be. It could be.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I need relief.
Good boy, I'm so frustrated with Delicia. Could you just help me out? Meh.
Oh, God.
So on the beers to... You're all picturing it right now, aren't you? Go boy giving...
Black tar hair wouldn't take me away.
Trigon a hand job. Meanwhile, in the Forbidden Forest, Baldar is giving the birds and the bees... Oh, yeah, because this isn't weird. Let me just escape that bad visual with this. Baldar, the big red...
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. You know the thing that I love about Sky the most? She knew what she was getting into, and she still came on the show. That's a ballsy woman right there.
Yeah, she knew what she was getting. And there was...
You mean the next episode y'all going to be talking about handies from a monkey guy in a monkey suit and a goat?
Probably. Oh, and you're going to make a reference to Bob Broberg, one of the tragic characters from my real life story.
We go where the road takes us.
Rest in peace, Bob Broberg. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, he was the bad guy. Burn in hell.
Bob Broberg was the dad.
Oh, no. There you go. No, sorry. Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
Sorry.
Birchold. Robert Birchold.
Bob.
Birchtold?
Birchtold was...
B
was the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of B's in
Dude
this.
sucks.
Birchtold, Broberg.
Belicia? No, it's Delicia. All right, well, listen. It's about to get much weirder, all right? Baldar, the big red-headed Viking, is giving the birds and the bees... They're still trying to teach these girls the difference between boys and girls. Do you ever wonder where babies come from? And they're just kind of looking at him. And before things can get even more awkward, if that's possible, Delicia's little monkey pet shows up in the trees with a bunch of its primate friends and starts throwing a bunch of psychedelic fruit down from the trees. The fruit, when it hits the ground, it cracks open and releases a laughing gas that
To
causes...
be honest, I thought they were monkeys, so I just thought they were throwing poop. Until it broke open, I was like, oh, well, that's not poop at all.
Well, it causes... They look like Wookiees. Little Wookiees.
They do not look like Wookiees
no,
at
they
all.
They had the bandoliers.
They had a bandolier, but they
Well,
look like fake monkey suits.
They look like, like rejects from Land of the Lost from the 70s or something.
They look like rejects from anything.
They totally... I was thinking it was that little monkey dude, the Kinku.
Something, yes, like that. I was just like, where? It's like, hey, we need
That's
costumes for our monkey guy.
that's
Well, we had these
exactly who I thought-
things
who I
from
was
Land of the
thinking of.
Lost that never got used.
Well,
Perfect.
These fruit break open and it causes everyone to laugh uncontrollably. They can't resist. They're just all just cracking up. Ehrlich's trying to fight with his sword and he just like... So the monkeys are able to kidnap one of the twins, Mara, and Ehrlich. They're carrying the other twin off, but Baldar is even as he laughs, he's able to
shoot him in the ass.
fire an arrow and shoot one of the monkeys in the ass. And they bring them Mara and Ehrlich back to Trigon. Well, Trigon is very happy to see Mara. He knows her name too, which is weird. His only interaction with those kids was what we saw. Nobody named these kids yet. Oh, Mara.
Well,
How does he know their names?
he's been 20 years in the netherworld. He's probably has some ears
I
out,
agree.
mystical ears. He can hear things.
I agree.
Picks up the psychic vibrations.
Calgon or whatever probably told him, look, the chicks you're after are,
Who's Calgon?
The crazy god he sacrificed.
Caligar.
Caligar.
Whatever.
Sure.
Calgary.
Well, Mara, ain't so happy to see him. He tells her he's her father and that she will be respected in his presence as the princess she is.
For like the next few days.
As she's then dragged away. My princess, you'll be treated like royalty. Caesar! As he's dragged away, she asks that Ehrlich be treated with the honor he deserves for helping her, and Trigon says, I'll take care of it. With his fingers crossed behind his back. Yeah, we'll take good care of him. It's then revealed that Ehrlich's dice were loaded. He's been playing with loaded dice in all these little towns, and the price for cheating in games is death by impalement. Tut, do you guys have rules like that in your Dungeons and Dragons tournaments?
No.
No death by impalement if you get caught cheating?
No.
Has anybody ever used loaded dice?
Probably yes. Yes, they have. The problem with death by impalement is it's so damn hard to find a union guy who will grease a phallic pole.
Well, nowadays.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
He's not the president anymore.
Isn't he?
No.
I gotta get out more. So they drag Ehrlich outside where they're greasing up a huge cock-shaped pole. Like it's like a telephone pole. It's huge. And there's one guy, like you said, his mother always told him, learn a trade. He's just lubing up this giant dick, slathering it. He's got like a rag, just getting it really nice and shiny.
Sees Ehrlich coming. Oh, wait. Whoa, I need more on here. This guy.
I'm just waiting for that one person that discovered us through the last episode and like, you know what? I really like these guys' hard-hitting brand of.
They actually asked some hard-hitting interview
let's just
questions.
Jump in here and see what they're talking about. So this guy's just greasing up this big cock.
Well, I'm really. Actually, I think about it now. I figured that guy would look at Ehrlich. You know what? This dude's oiled up enough.
Exactly.
No, keep oiling it. Do y'all have anything like that in your D&D matches?
A dude who oils people up? No.
So they make Ehrlich straddle the giant greasy dick, and we see his bare ass as it starts to slide down.
15 times.
Yeah, we see more of his ass than any other ass in this damn movie. It slides down, and it's just inches away from a very sharpened spike. That's the thing. You slide down this pole you're strapped to, and there's a big sharpened spike ready to
just impale you.
Yeah, and he's really freaking out too. Yowzers.
Of course.
Imagine that. But dude, they strip him butt ass naked, and you just see that hairy man ass just hovering above that spike.
That is his.
And then, like I said, I love it. It was like, do you think our viewers probably get the idea after one shot? No, 2 shots.
No.
Really linger. I want people to see this.
And every once in a while,
that perm isn't the only thing curly on him.
I can just see the director. I want you to hold on that ass as it slides.
But even then,
down.
when they don't show the ass, he goes back. Like 5 times they cut just to the greased up pole.
You got to remember
it's like a really
too.
random cutaway shot.
This is not digital, man. They're rolling through some film on that. Keep going. More.
And it's all practical too.
Well, when they took away his clothes, Priestess Delicia sees a medallion in Ehrlich's discarded trousers, and when she and Trigon realize that he's a descendant from the House of Armagh, they order him to be released right as he's about to be really uncomfortable, because they realize he's royalty, and if he can plant his seed in Mara, that would make the sacrifice even more special for some stupid reason. They don't really say why.
Speaking of weird jobs, so the guys that were holding Ehrlich up, when they get back tonight and their wives are like, so what'd you do today, honey? Well, I held a naked guy.
How'd the impalement go? Well, Greg was doing a great job greasing up that pole. Like, I've never seen him. He was just, my God, he was just working it. He was really showed up ready to rock today. I was really proud of him.
Getting that associates in penis pole greasing really paid off.
And I did my job. I released the little thing to where he dropped. For some reason, that pole was so greasy, but it took him like 30 minutes. He was just sliding like an inch.
Dude, he was a strong barbarian. He was just holding on, man.
Oh, like the Conan fellow? Well, no. Greg Brady-ish.
Maybe all of that curly hair was like Velcro and it was just kind of sticking.
Well, back in the Forbidden Forest. Yeah, man, what a shit job. God. Because you know it would take him how long to get his hands on, like, because they didn't have like sinks. He couldn't like after it was lubed.
There's no lava.
He couldn't like go over to the sink with some lava soap and get his. I mean, he's probably stuck like that, trying to open his front door, just can't get a grip on anything. He gets up on his horse, and slides off.
Well, I imagine like he was smart. He took all the doors out of his house and.
He's a big believer in just open
That or
Open
all of his door handles are levers. He can just there's not knobs. It's,
On this edition of House Hovels, Greg's a cock greaser who works for Trigon's army. He's a big believer in open floor plans. Betsy, his wife, wants an old Victorian style, and we think that might cause some problems. Well, I can tell you the first thing. Look at all those stairs. He's all slipping and sliding everywhere. House Hovels. Or Hovel Hunters.
It'd be Hovel
Hunters would be the show that they would be on.
would this be international hovel hunters?
International Hovel Hunters, yes. Well, back in the Forbidden Forest, Myra is using her sorcery powers to foresee where...
Sorry.
You're still picturing that guy trying to do stuff, ain't you?
No, I'm still picturing Hovel Hunters, man.
Look, I'm sorry. You knew I did this when we got married.
Aragon and Celeste are looking.
She is a belly dancer, and he is. Their budget is 4.5
shillings.
Wait, do we ever hear what the
3 goats?
3 goats.
She's like, I don't know. We could get this house with a door, but it's 4 goats. It's a little above our budget. I don't want doors.
I'm not ready for a reno project.
Here's what you get with a door. Hey, Greg, let the dog out.
Hey, Greg, let Greg out.
Great. I just greased a pole today. What am I going to do?
How often do you think they're impaling dudes, though? Is that an everyday thing?
Well, apparently that pole was pretty greasy.
You think he wants to be the guy that chops off thieves' hands? Like, that's the good gig. Battle axe, you're done.
Oh, man.
He just watches that over there, just like, oh, man.
Maybe it's a union. Maybe he starts out at the bottom.
Yeah, he's a journeyman.
You're the penis pole greaser.
A journeyman penis pole greaser, and he's working his way up.
Today, I'm on the penis pole. Tomorrow, I'm chopping hands.
I'm lopping off thief hands.
Can I have another beer, please?
The lopper is sick today, Greg. Now's your chance. He's like, fucking A. Grabs the battle axe, slides out of his hands. You blew it. You had one chance.
Damn it. They didn't put so much grease on that pole.
What do you think they were using for grease?
Probably animal fats.
That is correct. It would be
animal
rendered
fats.
animal fats.
Whale blubber, perhaps?
Probably
Unless they had come across some sort of like surface oil.
Oil of the gods.
I just kind of want a movie about Greg now.
A coming-of-age tale where...
If that lady on the phone knew that by calling my wiener dog Greg that she created this whole rabbit hole of...
She's now committing seppuku.
She's gonna cry later. Not like later now. I mean, but later, like
Later.
a few days from now, gets back to her.
Where were we? Oh, yeah. Mira is using her powers to foresee where Mara is being kept prisoner, so she and Baldor and Go Boy head off in that direction. Back at his castle, I know it's not a fucking castle, but I paired it with the castle cigar, so we're going to pretend...
It's some columns without a roof.
We're going to pretend
people?
like Trigon lives in a castle.
You do know that there was a movie with James Gandolfini and Robert Redford called The Castle. We could have We could have gone that
The
route.
last castle, I believe.
Yes.
The last castle, yes.
Do you think we would have gone off on a 20-minute thing about greasing up giant cocks
No,
on that movie?
not Hovel Hunters International.
No, that's why we don't
that
do.
one. That movie had substance.
That's why we don't do Robert Redford movies here. Robert Redford decides to grease up a big ass cock. We'll talk about it. I think I found our quote for the opening show.
I was just saying that. Okay, yeah, sure.
I know I said I retired from acting, but I'm coming.
Dang it,
I'm
man!
I'm
we
doing-
finally get a movie that doesn't really have a penis in it, but now it's got a freaking penis pole.
Well, it had Ehrlich's man ass hovering as he was strapped to a giant dick. Isn't that enough? Goat Boy's giant horn penis. What else do you want?
You got to say something. I mean,
I don't want this. I don't want this.
we're gonna strap your naked ass to a greased up penis pole. How do you feel about that? I can do it. I can sell it. I got a method actor. I put a penis pole up in my backyard, and I've just been out there hugging on it.
Greg's looking for a man cave. Just slides down the basement stairs.
All right,
Can we get a ramp?
All right, keep going.
Can we
keep
install
going.
a ramp? How much would that cost? Back at his castle. It is a fucking castle. Trigon gives Mara some of his Soma elixir. It's the nectar of the gods, he says, to drink. It's Dr. Huxtable's sleepy. He tells her that the moon will be in position tomorrow night and she will become a goddess to be worshipped for generations to come. She's seemingly all on board with this plan, granted she's heavily drugged, and Trigon tells her to go back to her quarters where Ehrlich will visit her shortly. You know what that means. Planting the seed.
And you'll do whatever boys do.
She's all, I don't know what that is. I didn't have that. Dargon didn't finish his lesson out in the woods. That's nothing. Speaking of Ehrlich, we see him now getting a hot oil massage from a couple of Trigon's female minions
Yet another scene of his ass.
in his naked ass. Todd, do you guys ever get those at the D&D things y'all do?
No, I wish.
No rub downs or anything?
No. Well, there's a table for a rub down, but I wouldn't suggest going over
I was
there.
going to say, I might be finally ready to embrace your little weird hobby if this stuff was going no.
No. I mean, it goes on,
It's
but
not
not
the-
like you think.
It's not the orgy scene from Conan.
No, it's not. It's the whole lot of Ehrlich ass. Which we see, like I said, more than any other female ass in this whole thing. For those keeping score like me.
Like 20 minutes of his ass we're talking about.
Delicia shows up looking fan-fucking-tastic. Man, she is just a knockout.
Not a hair on that body now.
And she, no. She's like a baby seal.
The penis bowl greaser. Work his magic.
I get
Don't get to do it often, but when I get to do it, that lets me know that I chose the right path.
I get overtime for this, right? Oh yeah, time and a half. Delicia shows up. She looks great. She gives Ehrlich a chalice of Soma to drink himself. He chugs the bright green neck. It's this weird green thing. He just chugs it without asking anything. TNCC style.
Oh, man.
Drink this. Okay, hot lady.
That really takes the edge off, I bet.
Sure.
Okay, hot lady.
And then he sits down on the bed next to the priestess. She tells him she's bored with Trigon and his abstinent ways. She wants to rule the world, but not with him. She wants a real man. Go on, says Greg Brady. She says that he must, as he takes another. Did you see how much he was taking Cade gulps?
It's Greg Bailey.
I will seduce him, and he'll sip from this. Glug, glug, glug. Anyways,
Can I get some more? Jesus Christ, there's like 3 liters of that stuff.
One drop is enough to take away the will of any man. He's got nothing left. He's empty.
Greg, bring in another picture of someone. Whoa, jeez. He's doing everything.
Can you put Greg on the pole?
He'd be over in a second. She says that Ehrlich must make love to Mara and still sacrifice her afterwards, but then they can be together to rule the world.
Okay.
If I'm Ehrlich, just thinking hypothetically here, I'm taking that deal.
I think I am too. Well,
Delicia is a real woman, goddammit. She knows she's a woman, unlike those other two. They don't even know what the difference is between boys and girls. I'm sticking with Delicia and ruling the universe.
yeah, but you get the two that are one.
Ain't nobody got time to be teaching them about the birds and... What's the life expectancy back then? 40?
No. Chrono was 40.
Oh, that's right. Back in these days, everybody lived to be like 300.
Everybody in this thing, that's
They'll
all
be-
lies. Those
they'll be
girls
dead
were like
next month.
12. Dragon was like 21.
I'm taking that deal. I'll be like, all right, you know what? You get me the Soma drink, and yeah, I'll do whatever the hell you want me to.
Maybe Greg would live longer. The grease keeps you clean.
That's true. No germs are getting through that.
Yeah, but if you make your moves on Delicious, then next thing you know, you got Monkey Boy over there, and shit
you'd
gets
have
weird.
to put. It'd be like a chick with cats.
Listen, when we get our own
You'd,
place,
you'd move in with Delicia, and there'd be that
All of
monkey
a sudden-
thing hanging around.
Ehrlich and Delicia are National Hobble
Like, hey,
Hunters. We're not taking the monkeys with us.
No, it'd totally be like a chick with cats. Like you're trying to do it, and like the monkey's sitting on the end of the bed, like he's looking at us. Just ignore him, baby. I can't.
Look, this is not. I just can't deal with it. We need
Well, especially
extra
now that we
room
know-
for the monkeys.
Especially now that we know that the monkey creature has sexual urges. He's waiting to get his hands on Mira. I don't want him looking at me when I'm doing it. And neither do you guys.
I don't want to look at you when you're doing it either.
No, not me, the monkey.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not watching. This is getting out of hand. Where you guys at this? Let's take a break from this for a second. How you guys enjoying the cigar?
Well,
Do
unlike
you ever get a transition
unlike
there?
other podcasters, I'm not sure exactly I can make that transition. No, I'm still getting
It stayed-
just a ton of leather, a hint of cedar on there.
It hasn't changed much for you.
It has not. Because I miss cream, I'm totally out on that ballpark.
I'm gonna have to say, man, this thing has gotten like super creamy.
It has, yeah.
You sons of bitches.
It's my God. I'm just waiting for milk to start pouring out. Bring in Greg.
Yeah, it's really mellowed out in the middle. The spice is toned down a little bit. I get a little bit of maybe what you said, the gram on the retro. Finally, I'm getting a little bit. Pepper's just barely there, but yeah, it's got
Yeah,
it's got like a
very
bready or a
light.
cracker note on
Yeah.
there too. Mix that in with the cream and the leather, and I keep going back to this word. It's a refined tasting cigar. It's good.
I mean, like I said, it's super creamy. I'm getting back just a little bit of that sweetness
I am having trouble
from the
figuring
original
out where-
cold draw. So
I am having trouble figuring out how to get the band off.
Yeah, the band took me a little while to
of course
figure.
it's not greased up. How are you going to get it off?
Greg,
Come here, Greg.
I got something for you to. Now you're familiar with this shape.
Yeah, but when
better
you get
believe
the
it.
cigar back, it's gonna be ugh.
What kind of pole you working with? T22? Yeah.
I
Deal with those a lot.
I thought that year I worked at Circuit City sucked. Did they have those back then?
No.
No. I don't know how I'm going to get
It's
this
a
band.
it's a nice tasting cigar.
It really is.
Like I said, it's a little out of my wheelhouse, a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's still a very nice cigar.
Yeah, I'm
Construction wise, it's been great. I did have to finally touch up, like right when it got to the last third part. I did have to relight it there, but I found a lot of times that if I do have to relight, it's going to be right at that 1/3 transition. It's always kind of weird.
I did get the band off. It did take a little chunk of the wrapper off, but all right. Yeah, it's nice. And you guys still liking the beer?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This
Yeah.
beer is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Haze Wizard.
Me too.
I'm a little bit concerned because I was looking at all right, so they had like all the Three Nation beers right there together. They had one that had like this caricature of Mark Twain, and I can't remember, but a long time ago, I think I had that beer, and it was like an American wit beer, and it just was not good at all.
Oh,
And I
because
was
Mark
just-
Twain was so witty.
Yeah. And I love Mark Twain, but anyway, but it just wasn't good. It wasn't, and I was like, this is horrible. And then when I saw that, I was like, coming into this one, I was like, I don't know about this.
It is funny when
that's really good.
When we have a bad beer, how you just kind of can get a prejudice against. I still to this day, we had that. Was it Bell's Porter on the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To this day, it's my least favorite beer we've ever had on the show. And if I see a Bell's product, boom, I skip right over it. Like,
yeah, and that made me like.
And that's not fair.
That made me prejudiced with the what was the breakfast stout that they do.
I wouldn't know. I stay away from that.
Well, no, I think that was Founders.
Founders. We did the Founders breakfast stout. It was delicious.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking. That
No,
was
the other
one.
bells would be the Two Hearted Ale.
Two Hearted. I remember that, the one with the picture with the bass on it.
Right.
We did that on the show.
Yeah, we did, and it was okay. It was all right.
That was before the porter.
Actually,
Right.
I think it was.
We never went back to them after the porter. They're on my ban list.
The Two Hearted Ale was actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
I
it
liked
was.
it.
Yeah, but
The porter,
it was terrible. It was
It
terrible.
wasn't. It was bland and not imaginative
Yeah,
at all.
I think the pairing is going really, really well. We do have a surprise sixer in the fridge. Originally, I was going to pair this with the.
Actually, you know what? I haven't opened this yet, so put that back, and I would love to try the Abbey.
We have another beer. This was going to be our main beer tonight. The New Belgium Abbey style double, because Downton Abbey.
Downton
Nah.
Abbey. Do we have a clicker, little bottle opener here?
Yep. But it looked like the place we get our beers was running low on stock, so I didn't think we were going to get it. And then the more I read about that beer, I thought it could maybe be a little too much for the cigar. You tell me if we went the right direction or not. I think I can't complain about the Haze Wizard.
No.
Yeah, this was really, really nice.
Do you have any notes on the Abbey?
On the Abbey, no.
Okay.
Just read what's on the list. Is there anything on the...
Well, I was kind of curious. If it's a double, I'm kind of wondering if they're like trying to go after the Trappist theme or not. Because a Trappist beer is a very unique style. It is
hard to replicate.
Yeah, it's an interesting beer. I find a lot of people either they really love Trappist style or they hate it.
We have not done a New Belgium beer on the show, I don't believe.
No, I don't think we have.
I'm not recollecting one.
I actually stayed away from that. I'm a big fan of the company. They actually sponsored a film I directed years ago. We went out to beer companies because there was just an insane amount of beer drinking in the film.
Fat Tire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they agreed to sponsor the film. They sent us literally a semi-truck full of Fat Tire beer. They gave us a Fat Tire bicycle, like you see hanging up in bars, like the old-timey bicycle. Neon signs to hang up in the bar to promote them. But we literally had a hotel room that was nothing but cases of Fat Tire beer.
Remove the furniture. The couch was made out of New Belgium
Oh my
beer.
goodness.
You saw it. I mean, it was insane how much beer these people gave us. So we were drinking Fat Tire.
That guy was fired, by
We
the
were
way.
paying people in beer. Like dudes would come to like help us out for the day. Like, here you go.
TNCC style.
Dude, but I drank so much Fat Tire over the course of several months.
You could never go back to it.
No, I haven't had one since.
I understand.
But I do like the company. They were really, really cool to support independent film back in the day. So I can't wait to have one. It's been a long time. What was the other one? The Fat Tire and was it a boat? Something with a boat. Was there other big one? I don't know.
Tire?
Yeah. No, New Belgium. They do another one with a boat. One of their very popular blue something. It doesn't matter. Okay, let us know what you think. Maybe Yaks can find out a little bit of intel, as we say in the beer podcast world. A little beer intel. Do you want to do price point, or you want to wait till the end?
I'll go price point.
Actually, let's wait, because I'm actually still getting some really...
Okay.
And I've still got a third of the way to go. Let's hold on. Anything on the beer?
The Abbey, it is a Belgian double style.
They spelled double wrong.
That's how they spell double.
You
it's correctly
bloody
spelled.
American.
Basic American.
You basic American.
Basic American superficial asshole.
Right here.
Hey.
Red-blooded, baby.
It sticks around like what we're doing right now. It comes 7% ABV, much lower IBUs, comes in at 20. So I mean, there should be almost no bitterness to it. It's in terms of that style that fits with most of the double. I mean, they're not strong. It's
Lots of flavor.
lots of flavor. It's going to come off a little bit sweeter. They say it pairs well with like desserts, chocolate, things like that.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, I think we went the right way, but we'll see what Ted has to say, and we can have some here in a little bit too.
I have to say the leather on this has died down quite a bit.
What are you getting?
I'm not sure. It's a woodsy, but I mean, it's not like a spicy woodsy either.
Yeah.
It's
I nailed it as a cedar, but you know what? There could be maybe a different descriptive.
no.
there.
Let me hang on to that.
Okay, come back. Well, Ehrlich struts into Mara's bedroom high on soma juice, and she reveals immediately that her loins are awakening for the first time in his presence. If I had a nickel for every time I said that to a guy. She starts rubbing his... Did I say that out loud?
yeah, you did.
I think I got some nectar of the gods here. She starts rubbing his chest. God, everybody's just oiling everybody up in this thing.
It's stuck in a Velcro patch.
He's got a real hairy chest. And they begin making out. And within microseconds, they're doing it. No foreplay. Hell, she didn't know she's a girl. Why are you going to waste time on foreplay? So they're doing it. Back in the Forbidden Forest, Mira, her sister, starts to feel sensations in her loins. And she begins gyrating on the ground and writhing in ecstasy. Yax, did I use that term correctly? Writhing?
You did indeed.
Well, as Myra screams out in uncontrollable ecstasy, Baldar's just standing there looking at her, and he realizes what's going on. This is the work of Ehrlich, that amorous puff. How do you see a girl drop on the ground and just start rubbing her coochie and be like, Ehrlich? How's that connection made?
What sort of
Baldur
sorcery
is wise in the ways of the world. He hasn't traveled and lived through 56 battles
Wait.
not to know.
First of all, he's been hanging out with Goat Boy. Maybe he's hung out with Ehrlich.
He did recognize him.
Oh, Ehrlich. When Mira orgasms, did I use that term correctly?
Yes.
And then starts rubbing her titties together.
And there goes all of our abducted in plain sight viewers.
You know what? I feel better about this if I did it in the Adrian Barbeau voice. When Mira orgasms and then starts rubbing her titties together and begins to come again for a second time, Baldur huffs. Oh yeah, it's definitely Ehrlich. The fuck is that all about? Pando, the goat boy, starts getting all worked up and horny. He starts jumping around in sexual frustration, and he starts making a move for Mira, and Baldur keeps him at bay. No, go jump in a cold river. Life ain't easy out there for a horny goat boy, fellas.
No, it's not.
If we don't use the Robert Redford
Well, I
greasing
also-
up a cock thing, we'll use that quote. for
Everybody
that.
else is like getting all worked up. I was like, what's up with Baldur over here, man?
I think I don't think he has a wiener.
He's
He
pretty
lost
zen,
it.
man.
He lost it in Battle 51. I stole a loaf of bread and they lopped it off
By the way, I'm going to advise not going to the Belgian Double.
during the cigar.
Yeah, or actually following the New England IPA with it.
So don't drink it at all, you're saying?
Different
I wouldn't.
profile?
It's totally different profile, and it's a good profile. It really is a good beer. It's not a good beer to follow up with the after drinking the New England.
Well, you know, we
IPA.
only have so many beers in the fridge. We're probably going to have to drink some of those.
You can drink it.
We
but
are-
I'm just,
we are us.
I'm just setting the expectation that it's a good beer. I actually like Belgian doubles, but it seems a little off after the bitter creaminess of the
Okay.
New England IPA,
That makes sense.
because you got a lot of delicious spices.
But you know damn well when you tell us not to drink something, we're
Don't drink the
Ehrlich-
nectar of the gods.
Ehrlich style. What do you say? Back at Trigon's castle, he's doing all sorts of chanting and worshiping to the
That's
old
good.
gods as Mira and Baldar make their way to the castle. Delicia convinces the stoned out of his mind Ehrlich into talking down Baldar, explaining the importance of the sacrifice that's about to happen, and says we should try to bring Baldar on board for our team. That doesn't go over so well as Baldar insists on a fight. So Trigon shoots both Baldar and Mira with his evil wizard powers and makes them sink into the ground, like quicksand, but they disappear into the ground. This doesn't make Delicia's monkey servant very happy. He was promised Mira for finding them to be a sex toy upon their capture.
What's a monkey guy got to do to get his...
It's hard out there for a monkey guy.
Did you just hear what I just read?
Yeah, you did.
What the fuck am I doing with my life?
Shit, so many quotes to choose
I
from.
actually typed this sentence. This doesn't make Delicia's monkey servant very happy, as he's been promised Mira to be his sex toy upon her capture. I typed that.
Can we...
I'm a grown man, and I typed that sentence. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man.
I've
Do you
read
want me to
your-
buy a frame, put it up on the wall behind
I've
us?
read your scripts. It's
I
not
think
that
that's...
bad.
It may not be a picture, but it will fit in well with this wall of travesty.
And the sad thing is, when I was typing that up, it didn't dawn on me just what a joke my life has become. I'm like, this is important. Our listeners will want to know that.
Yes, they'll need to know that.
That's it. That's the end of the movie. We're done. I'm out of here. And go join that other podcast.
Cue the announcer. Kid looking for a new direction in his life. So he wants to find a new house on International Hovel Hunters.
He's
He became so distraught, he left his family, now he's looking for a roommate. Greg is also looking for a roommate.
They're looking for a new place.
Looking for a colonial.
Kate is a podcaster. Greg is a penis pole greaser.
Their budget is $2 million.
and just like House Hunters, you're like, how the fuck are they affording that?
He's a podcaster, and that guy greases up giant cock poles. They got $2 million? And we want a good school district. That's weird. All right. All right, I'll keep doing the movie. I'm sorry. I'm back on. I unquit the podcast. Well, while Trigon states that he has no time for that beast's horny little monkey's filthy desires, that hairball ain't given up so easily, as we'll soon learn. As the sacrificial ceremony above ground begins, we join Baldar and Mira down in the catacombs below the surface. I dug the look of the catacombs with the fire pits, the cobwebs, the dead warrior skeletons everywhere. I thought it looked great down there.
It really
actually did.
Up in the castle, Mara and Ehrlich drink some more nectar of the gods. My God. They could be members of the Tuesday Night
This
Cigar Club.
is the rarest
Every
liquid
time I
ever,
cut
the
to
nectar of the
They're
gods.
just pounding it. They drink some more of that stuff as some sacrificial virgins are fed to the flames. It's kind of like a pre-show, like an opening act. Yeah, we're going to get to the sacrifice, but bring some virgins out. We'll take them out first. Trigon's doing all sorts of ritual mumbo-jumbo. And as he's doing that, we see that jaded little horny monkey creature venture back out into the forbidden forest and bring Baldar's sword to Pando, the goat boy. He's turning on Trigon. You fucking cock-blocked me? Well, now it turns out I'm going to go cock-block Pando because he was dancing around with some nymphs in the woods.
Yeah.
He was about to get his horny...
Oh, yeah. Now it's What do you mean I have to go to work? No! Shit.
Yeah, he's going to...
Balder's going to be pissed if I don't bring him his sword. Damn it.
cockblocks Pando's goat ass for show. Pando enlists the help of some local sheep herders. They've probably been suffering as well under the crippling reign of Trigon's empire, one must assume. And they all begin to march forward towards the castle together.
What's a sheep herder got to do?
You would think they would try to herd Goat Boy.
No, you're not part of our flock.
Goat Boy's like, I'm not going over there.
You look like somebody we should be hurting. Your story checks out. Where are you from, friend? Uh-huh. Just as the moon rises to the precise spot it's been foretold, and as Trigon pledges his allegiance to the god Calgara before sacrificing his firstborn, which is now impregnated with the seed of Greg Brady, the ancient skeletons down in the catacombs come alive and start battling Baldar and Mira.
Just waiting for him to toss a stone and hit her in the nose.
Oh. That would be awesome. I love
Waiting for the other twin to come in. Mara, Mara, Mara.
I love Brady Bunch. I'm sorry. I love this. Also, I love this sequence. These skeletons look great.
They really did. I mean, it was practical. It was 80s effects, but they looked good. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really did.
And the battle sequence was, whenever the girls fight, it's really cheesy.
Actually, whenever anybody fights in this movie, it's really cheesy.
Yeah, it is really cheesy.
There's not...
They had exactly 2 minutes of instruction. Swing the sword around.
That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Everything is slow-mo. Everything is just...
One time you can actually see one of the girls stab the guy through his arm.
As he holds on
to it.
And you see him actually grip the sword. It was bad. All the fight sequences.
But the skeletons looked amazing. They look creepy.
They really did. The set pieces, the especially the skeletons, they really did look good.
Right as the skeletons are about to overcome Baldar and Mira, it's just too many of them. She remembers what Krona told her at the beginning of the film. When all is lost, say that name, Vital. And when she does, the undead warriors stop dead in their tracks. Above ground, Erlich takes the sacrificial dagger given to him by Trigon, but right as he's about to sink it into Mara's chest, she snaps out of it and says, Vital 2. The twin connection. She knew that.
Yeah. The two are actually one.
The two are one, Tut. And the blue light suddenly shines in the sky. From that blue light, a winged creature materializes. It's like a jacked up lion on steroids with bat wings.
It's called a manticore.
He's right.
And starts roaring like crazy.
I learned that in D&D.
Erlich and Mara begin sword fighting their way out of there, and a desperate... What'd you say?
He said he learned that in D&D. Which you would learn that in D&D.
Yeah, well.
Hey, look, I'm going to bring out the Monster Compendium. We're going to go over this piece by piece.
There it is.
I haven't been keeping 1 through 3 back here for no reason.
The thing is, I've hung out with you since we were teenagers. I never heard you or saw you. When are you doing this stuff?
Much like any true nerd from the 80s, you do that shit in secret.
Under the cover of darkness.
Fuck yeah.
Every time you see them when they're playing in a basement, they're not doing that as like a joke. Like, well, we can only do this in the basement. No, it's the only place we can do it because no one will come down here.
I keep thinking,
especially Greg.
What
are you kids? Whoa, Jesus!
I keep thinking back to
they're in the basement.
I keep thinking back to Deathgasm. You want to do something cool?
Oh yeah, that would be funny. If Greg with kids, like mom's like, the boys are in the basement doing something. I'm not going down there. I got to work tomorrow. It'll take me 3 hours to get back up those steps.
Last time I was down there, you didn't come. I was down there for a day before you came and checked on me.
We were doing the campaign of Strahd.
Now go get my oven mitts so I can drink this beer. Erlich and Mara begin sword fighting their way out. A desperate Trigon stabs Delicia. Calgara, I give you a priestess. What the hell?
Was it a priestess or a princess?
He did say princess.
I
guess she was some kind of princess.
Yeah.
But all that does is create a giant female demonic ghost head in the sky that starts shooting green laser beams down on everyone.
I thought that was supposed to be
that is Calgara, which looks just like Delicia.
I don't know. I also like the laser beams. If you didn't catch it, literally the It's like the open. It's like the first sound you hear of a lightsaber opening. And the little people are running. No! Ah!
It's beaming on everyone. Baldar and Mira climb back above ground and join their friends in fighting Trigon's army, but the skeleton army also crawls out of the catacombs right on their heels. Get this, though. Luckily, the skeletons are horny as hell. Baldar says, "They've been buried for 1,000 years. This is to be expected." And they start chasing the virgins that were up there for sacrifice around, like grabbing their ass and stuff.
You get the sense that Baldar's, he's seen this before.
Battle 46.
Those guys.
All of a sudden, the skeletons were like Benny
They're
Hill.
skeletons.
They're, like, running around, like,
They're skeletons. They've got boners. Damn it, Balder.
Well, the undead decide to carry off the remaining virgin chicks instead of fighting. They're out of the picture. That's it. Seems legit. You know what else seems legit, boys?
What seems legit?
The Drew Estate Tin Collection. We personally smoked a ton of these little suckers while traveling across the country with DE last year. And when you're rushed for time, but you still want to get some quality flavors out of an affordable short smoke, Drew Estate Tins are absolutely the way to go. Look for the water tower display at your local brick and mortar shop, or as Tut said earlier, head over to Famous Smoke Shop, order yourself up 5 or 6 tins, use promo code TNCC20, and order you up a handful of these little guys today. Do it now.
Yes.
Right now. Well, after the show's over, do it. But they are cool little smokes.
No, I don't mind. Go ahead and do it now. The show will still be here.
You can pause us. We'll be here when you come back,
Yeah.
I promise. Speaking of cigars, though, it'd probably be a good time to bring this one to a close. I think we're all in the final third. Had a little complexity. You know, it started out as pretty cedar, leather heavy with some spice on the nose. All of a sudden, you know, we got some graham to join that spice on the nose. All of a sudden, we got some cream.
Yes.
When the cedar digressed, I think we all agreed that leather was the highlight of the cigar.
It was definitely the main profile.
The main
yes.
profile, and it was a really nice leather. Tut, you said you got something in the final third. You just couldn't put your...
Still not sure what it is. I mean, it might be the cream, and I'm just like so like not used to it. Maybe.
So I'm going to say that's the powerhouse right now.
Yeah,
this
I
thing
mean,
is just
'cause
turning
it's-
into. I mean, just that level right now. I mean, like that.
Oh,
as
it's
soon
a
as I got
creamy
into
final
that
third.
I mean, it just
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah, I agree. The cream has been really nice. It's just been a super mellow final third, and like after that, kind of surprisingly a little bit stronger first half.
I think that no, I'm going to back off of that statement because I don't know whether that's the beer talking or not. Because I was about to say I actually felt like the strength picked up a little bit in the final third.
In the nose for me, a little bit here at the end it is, but it's just so well counteracted by that creaminess.
Yeah,
it's delicious. It's
on the retro hell. I mean, you know,
delicious.
bring me some Soma.
Oh, and by the way, to all my family and friends, anything I said tonight about greasing up cocks or horny go boys, that was the beer talking. That wasn't me.
Yes.
It was a hazy wizard.
Yeah,
It was a hazy
wizard.
So let's do price point.
Oh man,
You first.
It was Churchill.
Lasted the whole show.
Yeah.
it did. That's about almost 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go about $9.50.
$9.50 for something that guys in ascots at the Ritz Hotel are sitting around drinking brandy, and they're paying $9 for one of these. You crazy?
I'll go 4.5.
They're wearing ascots, Tut. They're wearing ascots.
4.5 ascots.
Should we rate this one just with ascots? Have a
No,
little picture of Fred from Scooby Doo.
I don't know. That's one of those
Four
things. In comparison, always with everything. I
Is
don't know.
that how pathetic we are? That I read that huge thing about the history of the castle, and I still just equate ascots with Fred from Scooby Doo and Mr. Furley from Three's Company.
We're talking about a fucking Earl.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I know who Mr. Furley is.
Probably say that's 10.50.
Would you say $9.50?
I said $9.50.
$9.50, $10.50. These are going for $16. Whoa!
I knew those ascots.
Acquired from Famous Smoke Shop in a 5-pack will bring the price down to about $14.50.
That's not bad.
I never do this, but I'll do it again. If you order 10 of these from Famous and use promo code TNCC20 at checkout, it brings the price down to $12.50. See how that works?
I like it.
That.
The more you buy, the cheaper they get.
I see that.
If you like it, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Who knows what a box? That'd probably get you down to $10.
That price cannot slip any more down unless Greg got in there.
I literally can't. These cigars are selling like hotcakes. I literally can't hold on to them. Yeah, 16. But if you enjoy it, like I said, the more you buy it. That's with every cigar. The more you buy, the cheaper they get.
And
we're still smoking it. I mean, that's gonna be 2 hours of a good cigar.
And it's interesting because I can't say that that's overpriced because one, like I said, I've been very upfront. It's not exactly the flavor profile that's my wheelhouse, but if this is your wheelhouse, that's a 2-hour smoke coming off of it. The construction has been great. The aroma has been one of the best cigar aromas that we've had.
Oh, it smells wonderful. I've been pretty open about my palate kind of changing over the last year and a half, 2 years. I've kind of been going for more in this vein. This thing's singing to me really nice.
It is. 16's a lot.
What do you think, Yax? Would this go good with brandy?
It would.
I honestly don't think they had mentioned, or somebody had mentioned whiskey. I don't think this would be a good whiskey pairing.
If it is if it's a bourbon that shades vanilla, I think it would be very good.
I could see that. I could also see
brandy does come off sweeter,
right?
I could maybe cognac.
Mm-hmm. That definitely a sweeter
Soma, Nectar of the Gods.
Obviously.
Although I can't complain about our beer pairing.
No. This beer works perfectly with this cigar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it actually does.
I agree. It's a high price point. You can get, as Todd always says, you can get a lot of, really good cigars for less. But I really enjoy it. It's really good. This might be my favorite Nick Foundation cigar we've done on the show.
Yeah.
It's funny, just like Saka, those guys were known for the broadleaf, the Ligas, and Nick came out with the Wise Man, which was not that.
Right.
Kind of threw us for a loop. And then when he did do a broadleaf, the Tabernacle, I wasn't that big of a fan.
All right, here's what.
And when Saka did the broadleaf, the Micarita, that's one of my least. I gravitate towards his other, the Sober Mesa and the Nakatamale, and like. These guys are the founding fathers of the boutique broadleaf, and I kind of like the stuff they're doing outside of that.
Well, I will say this for Nick. I love the fact that his offering is extremely diverse. The Tabernacle versus this, totally different.
Wise Man Maduro.
Totally different from what
the new Wise Man. Yeah. He also does some infused cigars too. I forget what they're called. It's like a reggae themed.
Yeah.
Reggae music plays a big cultural part into what he does. The Upsetters is the line of that cigar.
Yeah, I haven't tried that.
But yeah, he's developing a really cool profile of different smokes, and I think this might be my favorite I've had of his.
Okay. I will say I've got a lot of respect for just absolutely going out there and just throwing different curveballs all over the place, and not just throwing shit out there and seeing what works. Actually, you can tell the intent of this.
Yeah, totally. So if Lord Byron or whatever the hell his name is likes smoking, who are we to say?
Look, if I had some confiscated mummy loot, I could totally buy a total box of this.
This was made with King Tut money.
Very well spent.
Possibly. Well, finally, the Vital winged creature does something. He's just been floating up there, flapping his wings.
And, doing this weird lip snarl
animation. And he blasts with green laser beams the female floating ghost head, which we assume is Kalgara, and she explodes into pieces all over the atmosphere. That was quick. I expected like some epic battle between those two. Nope.
Some sort of like, demon battle going on.
I expected like Big Trouble in Little China, like two sorcerers come out and start betting. No, just history. He also then, and one last thing before he goes, he blasts the castle gates open. It's a castle, which lets in remember those sheep herders that the goat boy got? It lets them in to join the fight.
With goat boy.
And with that final aid of assistance of the sheep herders and goat boy, Vital disappears into the stratosphere. He's no longer needed. Trigon turns to his man, demands a horse to get out of there, but even his men have abandoned him at this point. They know they're beat. Ehrlich attempts to slay Trigon with his sword, but the sorcerer turns Greg Brady's sword into a snake. Just like that. He's like, ugh. But it doesn't matter, because just then both twins, Mira and Mara, show up and they shoot 2 well-placed arrows into Trigon, dropping him to the ground where he fades away into digitized mist.
But I thought that was only his second life.
That's only his second
That was
life.
going to be one of my final thoughts. According to legend, he gets 3. He'd already died once, so he's... Sequel?
They were setting up for a sequel. Yeah,
That would be Sorceresses. That's
He comes back. He's on the greased up pole. No.
What? Send me back to the netherworld. Nope, you're going down the pool. Can I have a glass of Soma? They drink it all. Ehrlich and Mara
chugged it down.
They're addicted to it. They're
I
in
laughed
rehab. Mira was
The sorceress had to use her earthly charms to convince him to drink the... Are you done? Is there any more left? Well, Did you want me to... Look, if you got any more of this delicious elixir...
It wasn't elixir, correct, guys?
It was.
It was. I don't know if he's going to come back. Who knows? But that technically, do you think that they thought because it was an arrow from each of them that would count as maybe 2 deaths because it was from his own children?
I don't know.
Yes, that makes perfect...
Sure.
Maybe I'm reaching. Ehrlich walks out of the castle triumphantly with a twin around each arm, smiling. Baldar says, "Huh, well, my lad, isn't one enough for you?" To which Elric looks at each sister. He smiles. "You forget, Baldar, these 2 are one." Gives him a little wink. And then he smiles a giant shit-eating grin as he squeezes both twins tight against him, and everyone just starts belly laughing. And that's it. Trigon's dead, maybe, and there's about to be a hot Ehrlich sandwich served up on the steps of the castle.
Well, what about the monkeys? They're off on the side, all pissed off.
Yeah, and that monkey that went and got Goat Boy that caused them to win, he's not going to... You think Mira's going to be like, you won me fair and square. Does she know the difference between boys and girls and monkeys?
Apparently not.
They don't know anything. The end. The end. That's something to celebrate.
Yeah, it is.
I did have 2 thoughts. One was, yes, it certainly seemed they made a big deal of those 3 lives, that they're setting up Trigon for a sequel.
Until the producer refused to put his name to the movie.
Roger Corman, of all people, said, "I don't want anything to do with this." What did it for you, Roger? The giant cock greaser, or...
Roger, you're not putting your name on this? God damn it, I'm not Troma.
Yeah, exactly. It really surprises me that I found this movie with all the shittiness that it had, and trust me, it was a lot. Like I said, the acting in this
You had fun.
was horrible.
You had fun.
The acting in this from
atrocious.
all of it was just
It's
so
atrocious.
goddamn bad.
You had fun watching it.
I'm not going to say that. I had fun talking about it.
No, but watching it, it wasn't
No.
painful to watch.
I'm just saying that the movie had heart. It had...
They were trying.
They were trying.
You know, and I
just-
put it into perspective, at the time that this came out, like, we said, came out in the same year as Conan the Barbarian.
The best barbarian movie ever made. I'm not just saying it because Arnold.
The sword and sorcerer genre.
Oliver Stone's script, John Milius directing, James Earl Jones, The orgy scene.
The orgy scene.
But just
The music.
but just the grand cinema.
spectacle.
Well, I mean, they're-
The tree of woe.
I mean, sorry,
the-
Conan is like the trifecta of everything on that. I mean, Basil Podoros' soundtrack alone.
Oh God, yeah.
But dude, they were making these barbarian type movies like Sorceress. They were making these in Italy all through the 70s before Conan into the early 80s.
Corman went on. I mean, Deathstalker,
I kinda
Deathstalker
wanna watch some of
2.
that stuff.
I mean, we're not even going into like Beastmaster. We're not even going into the Ator
Kroll.
series, Kroll, all this stuff. And I mean, like, this just kind of like took me back, like to watching, like all the creature features on Saturday, all the various, Godzilla and the various rip-offs. This was like in that same thing, and I'm like, it was bad, but it was trying. It was trying to capture.
Like I said, there was heart to it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was heart.
That was the heart I was missing in the TNA flicks. I was trying to find us our spring break movie, and you know what? We've done titty comedies without heart. I swear this thing at least I saw.
I shit on the acting, but there was never one time where I didn't think that the actors were trying. I didn't think that the people in it and the people involved were just phoning it in and just walking through it.
I kind of with the dad Dargon.
No, that dude.
He seemed like he was a grip. He was like he was a crew member. We need a guy with a beard. The other actor didn't show up. All right. And that scene where I didn't mention it.
Look, we need you to play the father. Well, I don't really want to play the father. Well, we've got this penis pole greaser. I'll be the father.
But dude, there's a great moment I forgot earlier with Dargon and Dargon and Chrono, when he agrees to take care of the kids, and Chrono's like, I knew I could count on you, brother. And they do the Predator
thing. I also forgot throughout the entire final battle sequence, all that shit that's going on with the ceremony and the undead people and the all the things going on. Yeah. Did y'all notice the drummers? The drummers never fucking stop drumming. That guy, they're like, holy shit, what's going on? And they just keep on drumming.
There's monkeys throwing spears. There's virgins like getting carried away by skeletons. They're just like,
they just keep on drumming, man.
Well, you saw the first year drummer. What do we do? Keep drumming. No one kills the musicians. Nobody kills the musicians.
Keep drumming, man. For some reason that stuck in my mind, and I just laughed.
Didn't they keep playing on the skiff in Return of the Jedi?
They really did.
Didn't the band keep playing as
I was just waiting for that one guy to look over, and Greg was over there. What are you guys? I don't want to die.
The only thing that was missing was, well, gentlemen, it's been fine playing with you guys.
Nobody does kill the musicians.
The movie had heart for all of its foibles. It was an earnest project. I'll say that,
and I will say this:
I'm surprised that Corman looked at this and said, "No,
yeah,
I don't want my name on
me.
this."
I wonder what we should have Skyped old Roger Corman in and asked him. I'm sure he'd love to join us.
Yeah.
Well,
he'd just be his head in a jar.
Have we
Futurama style?
Have we officially killed any mainstream credibility we might have gained with our last episode by doing this film?
No.
Yes.
Because if so, that type of self-sabotage is totally us.
Yes.
I'm with Todd. I think we any momentum we gather in here,
we finally turn legit.
It's a roller coaster. You take him to the highs, you bring him to the lows, and you take him right back up with you.
I'm sorry, this film deserves just as much due diligence and its story to be told as
why not?
As the finest documentary.
Why not? I mean, because like I said, it was an earnest project. It was an earnest cast and crew. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Look, we're just like Greg. We're slipping and sliding all over the place.
We did slip and slide all over the place tonight, but it was fun.
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Cigar, thumbs up.
Absolutely.
2.5.
One thumb.
I'll give it a thumb.
Give it a thumb. Beer, 3 thumbs up. I think we're safe in saying.
Yeah.
Big fans of the Haze Wizard.
Yes.
From 3 Nations. And
good job, 3 Nations. Good job.
Yeah. And the movie. I think
I'll never watch it again.
I will never watch it again either. But Funny story, real quick.
Such a good job on the poster.
Funny story. I texted the doctor, our fourth member who's not here tonight. He'll be here next time for our big St. Patrick's Day episode. Asked what we were doing tonight, what movie, and I texted him the poster for Sorceress. And then he called me later in the afternoon. We were talking. He's like, so why don't you go with this? I thought you were doing a spring break thing. I gave him, just couldn't find the right movie, whatever. And we're doing this instead. And I started talking about the movie. He's like, oh, that sounds cool. And I was like, yeah, man, it's wild. It's a big greasy cock pole and all this stuff. And he's like, we're talking about this movie for like 10 minutes. And then I mentioned Trigon. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, was there a goat boy? I'm like, yeah. I watched that a couple weeks ago. He had no memory of seeing it until...
Oh, man, that gives me hope that I'm just going to completely forget about this thing in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that is. There's light at the end of the tunnel here.
But it also gives you the question, like, ended up in his feed, too, and he had to watch it.
Well, we watched the same movies for the podcast on Amazon. It knows...
I love it, the fact that me and my wife share the same Amazon Prime account. So because we do a lot of Amazon movies for the TNCC,
yeah,
all of our shit comes up.
I have Amazon to myself. I'm the only one.
She's going to be looking in a couple of weeks at Tut's thing. What is this thing with Greg the pole greaser?
I can't do Netflix because Netflix is a lot. You can set up different accounts on Netflix,
right?
But I always forget to do that. So like Netflix, all the recommendations for me are like Barbie, Life in the Dream House, just like kid stuff, and then the package. It's like there's some weird dick movie in there. It's but anyway,
they're over at Netflix headquarters going, we can't. Our algorithms cannot deal with this guy.
Our algorithm said, "Fuck it."
We just gave up on this dude. Let Amazon have him. But you know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Amazon Prime, their catalog of streaming stuff kills for stuff that I like, horror, old genre films,
right,
action. They just blow Netflix out of the water. And I know Netflix is really pushing
in terms of this stuff,
original content and newer stuff, but my God, man! Like the earlier Italian barbarian movies that we were talking about, they're on there.
Yeah.
Go watch. All the Death Stalkers are on there. Yeah. Everything's on there. So yeah, I'm definitely. A fan
will say
of
that this movie really kind of made me want to go back and revisit the Beastmaster. I haven't seen that in ages.
It has been a while. Kroll too.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kroll in a long time.
All right. Well,
because theoretically, this movie should be in my wheelhouse.
I love if we ever want to do Kroll in the future, I'm all about it. That's probably one of my favorite.
I've had my share of loincloths for a while.
I said in the future.
You can never go wrong with loincloth movies. All right, I didn't know that there was going to be a grease pole in this one, but
well, he took off the loincloth for that.
Kroll still has one of the best lines.
Which one?
It's when the prince encounters the thieves, which also includes a very, very young Liam Neeson.
Okay.
And he says, "Join with me and you'll be famous." And the leader of the thieves says, "Famous? What am I going to do with that? What good is fame? Eat it, go hungry. Spend it, go broke. Seek it, go mad." It's pretty deep for a fantasy movie.
That is good. Well, if you get into podcasting looking for fame, you're a fucking idiot. It's not happening. But if you get into it for the right reasons, you end up with a show like tonight. You're going to entertain a lot of folks. You're going to have a lot of laughs. You're going to tell a story. You're going to bring attention to a film that, a lot of people put a lot of work into, and maybe they'll go see it. Or maybe they'll just have fun listening to us talk about it. And you're also going to maybe seek out a cigar if it sounds like that's in your profile, if that's in your wheelhouse. And maybe a beer that next time you're at a bar and you see Haze Wizard on the top, you're like, oh yeah, those three assholes really like that beer. We served a purpose.
If you're looking for Greg
a
the pole
reason
greaser?
For being.
Reason d'etre.
Raison d'etre.
Raison d'etre.
We have a reason for being. Unlike those other dick bags. Give us some links to it.
All right, so if you're on the Twitters, go to
And I'm not naming names. I'm
@TNCCcast.
sure there's some cigar podcasts out there that are actually creatures of worth.
I can think of a few.
I just haven't found them yet.
Go to the Instagrams @TNCC_podcast. You can join us on Facebook, Tuesday Night Cigar Club. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Keep seeing the people subscribe to us. That's kind of cool.
nice, yeah.
Sorry for all you people that came in looking for Abducted in Plain Sight documentary things.
Part two.
Whatever. Subscribe to us on Tuesday Night Cigar Club.
Hey, the offer is out there. I said it and I stand by it. Robert Redford, you come out of retirement as a giant cockpole greaser. We'll do that movie on the podcast. He's like been there before, and he retired,
I knew I should have taken that role.
and then But once you get back in, it's a slippery slope.
Like I said, if you're going to buy something on Amazon, go to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club, click our Amazon link, and then do your shopping from there. We get a little bit of kickback, helps us keep the lights on. Go to Famous Smoke Shop, go to TuesdayNightCigarClub.com, click our Famous Smoke Shop banner, and then do your cigar shopping from there. If you're going to spend over $100, click the TNCC20 as your promo code. Get $20 off. I mean, hell, it's if you're
$20 off 100.
Yeah, $20 off of 100. That's like 20%. So
You could get a $5 of the Highclere Castle, and then some Drew Estate tins, and boom, you're over $100.
There you go,
I'm
man.
gonna grab some
There
of
you go.
those tins. I've been looking forward to them, especially those Sweet Janes.
And we smoked a lot of those, and they're good, quick little smokes. Where can people stream? Is Hovel Hunters on HGTV live streaming?
It will be
Not
soon.
yet.
It will be soon.
Okay, I think there's something there.
I think they're on like season 2 or 3 now, but they'll be there quick.
Well, I mean, basically, if you're moving on up out of a hovel, isn't anything better?
I think Sky just texted us. Fuck you guys.
Please delete the last episode. This guy's lawyer is like, fuck you, assholes. Now that I would expect.
Well, at least we didn't refer to the monkey as Birch told.
Oh, there's so much wrong with that.
Boys, it's been fun. Again, in 2 weeks, please come back. We will be doing our big St. Patty's Day episode, which, hey, just for us, they made a new Leprechaun movie. So,
A new Leprechaun movie?
oh yes,
Leprechaun 8.
no, this is another reboot. We did,
Oh.
didn't we do?
I would have gone for 8. 9.
Did we do the one with Hornswoggle, the wrestler?
No, we didn't. We almost.
Oh,
thought about
I
it.
watched it. And I shed all
Yeah.
over it, and I was like, no.
Yeah, you were like, no, fuck this.
How do you have a leprechaun and you're like, he's a monster? Like, you got this cute little Hornswoggle. Why not put him in a little hat and make him? No,
Hornswoggles would be awesome.
He was-
They fucked
he-
it up.
he was the leprechaun, but they covered him in creature effects, and he was like, no, I want him telling little riddles and
Give
wearing.
me some fucking limericks.
I want buckles on the shoes. I want the whole
Exeter,
thing.
Flexeter.
So this time I hear they're actually getting back to a little person and with his little riddles and stuff. So I'm excited. So we're going to do the new Leprechaun movie. Cody, you'll have your St. Patty's Day hat on.
No.
Oh.
I'm joking. Of course I'll have it.
It's not St. Patrick's Day.
Everybody wear
anymore.
green or like Ehrlich, I'm going to bite your ass. That's how it works, right?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna grease that hairy ass. Oh wait, what?
I better get us out of here. Okay, folks, may the wings of liberty never lose a feather. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Sayonara, motherfuckers.
To learn more about the time I was raised for the first 18 years of my life as a little girl, only to find out I was actually a boy backstage at a Color Me Bad concert of all places, please refer to the July 1995 issue of Teen Tiger magazine. Yep, that rather muscular girl in the purple crop top crying her eyes out as she ran out of the Burger King Music Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas is none other than yours truly. Oh, that was one hell of a night. That was one hell of a decade. And in the meantime, to learn more about the cigars and libations enjoyed on tonight's episode, you can visit FoundationCigarCompany.com and 3nationsbrewing.com. That's the number 3, nationsbrewing.com. there were 4 members in the band Color Me Bad, until that night in Little Rock, and then they were down to 3. Summer nights.
For more on O'Brien's Irish Pub, the live music leader in Central Texas, please visit o'brienstemple.com and download their free smartphone app, where you'll find full beer listings including over 40 on tap, menu information, and a calendar of upcoming live events. To listen and purchase music heard on tonight's program, check out www.fritzbeermusic.com. Thank you for listening to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. This is Keith A. Howell saying until next time, friends, unless we see you sooner at the pub. So keep it smoky, and for God's sake, keep it ballsy as well.